11 like Zane Cordy has. You just want to touch that leather for the first time and as early as possible, Tone.
And Shorey, the emotion we know is running through. We know the stories with the Dogs, but of course Sydney having to wait nearly 3 generations to get a flag through South Melbourne. Just the roar and everything taking place seems to be at a greater crescendo.
That one was for the toss, Tone, won by Easton Wood, and he has gone, if there is a win to the punt road end, into it. He's going to the city end.
Well done, Doc. Well done, Doc.
Look, it's a great time here, and they all get together. We can watch both sides on their respective half-forward flanks, and they've got their arms wrapped around each other. There's a lot of things that go through your head. You hear a lot of things, a lot of distractions during the week, but these sides are so well organised. 2 of these coaches, Bevo's done it in different levels, of course, but been involved in great cultures with other clubs, and Johnny Longmire's been on this day before. So you just got to keep in control, Tone, put your head over the ball, first contest, make it the best you got, and then you keep following up. After about 10 minutes, it normally just becomes a normal game in a lot of ways, but every facet of it can have an importance on the result at the end.
So the interchange players break toward the bench. Tom Mitchell, Callum Mills, just 2 absolute wonderful young stars. And of course much will be looked at with Mills, given his lack of football. And of course, like Jackson McRae, who, whatever people's perception of he was, has totally done a 180 with his game going now inside and out, Matthew.
That's right. I was talking to Mitch Wallace in the pre-game, and he said we took a big risk in that first final, playing McRae, Libba, off poor preparations, but they've stood up so many young Bulldogs in this final series.
And so it has come to this. The final game of the AFL 2016 season. Sydney to the punt road end. The Dogs to the city end. The best voice in the business. To take it away, here's Tim Lane.
And here we go, umpire Stevic, ball in hand, and he sets it in motion with as close to a perfect bounce as you can want. Bontempelli gets a hand onto the ball as it came off the ruckman, knocked it 30 metres, Lloyd in the way for the Swans, absolutely dumped. Picked up for Sydney though by Laidler, just scrambled a kick to Johannesson of the Dogs in midfield. Now Bontempelli receives, steers the pass. Oh, Tom Boyd dropped the sitter on the lead, had it on his chest and put it down. Hanbury picks up for Sydney, gives to Kennedy, swings towards the wing. Tippett drops the mark. Naismith picks it up. Nervous kick from him. Dogs have a 2-on-1. Matthew Boyd gang tackled. Hand pass intercepted by Big Naismith. Mown down and Boyd mops it up. Got a free kick if he wanted it. The Dogs don't, they go on with it, but it's to their cost. Sydney have numbers at the ball. Dogs will try and hold it up. Dalehouse tackled when he didn't have it. Will take a free kick for the Bulldogs just behind the centre line. In fact, they're allowed to play on and Morris has got it.
Yeah, you go from Johannesson forward they go. Round the body kick that time, then Hamling. Awful. Halfback wins Sydney. Lloyd on the deck. Parker, backside of the centre. McVeigh, handball. Kennedy, Bray, brilliant handball. Heaney, halfback win. To the southern side he goes. The kick 1-on-1. Jack grabbed high. Sydney free kick. Want the advantage. Hanbury on the wing. Right foot, half forward. Franklin. He's got it.
Too big there for Easton Wood.
Man free. Papley. Oh, he's overshot the kick. The Dogs defence under pressure. 35 out. Sydney into attack at the moment. Free kick. It's play on. Still the call. Johannesson to try and clear the mess. They do. Handball Liberatore. Kick under pressure to the wing and beyond. Beyond the Yarra Valley Toyota sign on the outer side of the ground. Lloyd there for Sydney. Ball still in the middle of the ground. Clay Smith there. Tries to knock the ball out. Tackle brought to the ground.
Marty.
Let us catch our breath. 2 minutes first quarter. No score yet for RACV Business Insurance. Shorey before Tim.
I'd like to see Buddy have that shot of goal then, Tone. Just, really get him emotionally involved in the game with a big goal from outside 50.
It has started in a frenzy. The Dogs win the ball. Roughhead bombs it in long. Laidler in the way, must get a free kick if not the mark. I think it might be the latter. And it's Sydney's ball in the last line. He hand passes it off to Nick Smith, who kicks with precision and finds Lloyd, who takes the mark at defensive 50. Members side of the ground. Sydney kicking to the punt road end in perfect conditions, even in a bit of sunlight right now. The kick to the wing. Morris edges Rowan under the ball and then collects it. Gives to Picken, gets it back. Pumps a hand pass forward. Clay Smith, hero last week. Picken receives his hand pass, runs forward, has a bounce, unloads from outside 50. Bad kick. Heaney's back for Sydney, and Cooley gives a hand pass to Grundy. Sydney in control.
Wants to go to the southern side. It's Hanbury and Liberatore. Fancy the Swan from here. Got there, can go inboard. Man free, Naismith almost on the wing. Takes it. Influential early, Matthew, is Sam Naismith.
He is, and also Hanbury. His running and experience has been really good on the wing. He's had 3 touches, Naismith 3 also.
No score yet. 3 minutes gone for RACV Business Insurance with safety. McGlynn, the kick. Papley dropped it. Still on the wing. Recovers to Naismith, to McVeigh. Can take his time. Go wide to half forward. Southern side. 3-on-2 battle. Franklin arrives late. Hamling at the back. Shot the ball out to Wood. Handball. Bontempelli wins at half back. Needs a man up the ground and finds Johannesson,
who kicked the winning goal against Sydney in a thriller. They've played 2 thrillers up there in their only 2 contests of the last couple of years. Lovely ball here to Roughhead. Streaming by to receive Dalehouse. 1-on-1 up forward. Stringer spoiled by Rampy. Sydney there in numbers. Laidler collects, gives to Grundy. Old head chips a little pass across the goal face, and Nick Smith's got it again for the Swans.
And he can go short to Kennedy, defensive 50-member side. Matthew, eerie reminder of what happened last week. 4 minutes gone, it's all the Dogs and nothing to show.
That's right, just fumbling and haven't been clean enough. Stringer on Rampy, he's got to work hard to get off him.
No score yet, 4.5 minutes gone. Ball in dispute on the wing. Sydney, Rowan, tackle, slow to release it. Holding the ball, free kick Dogs. So Matthew Boyd applied the right tackle. RACV Business Insurance, phone 13 RACV for all your business insurance needs. Sydney yet to score, Dogs yet to score. And got to say, Tim, balance of play with the Dogs after 4.5 minutes.
Boyd goes along looking for his namesake, who just couldn't get into the contest, and Grundy marked it, and he's made a good start down the back for Sydney. Doc Larkin's on the boundary for Sage Institute of Fitness.
Yeah, Buddy just crashed a pack about it a minute ago, and he's come up sore, running, limping through the interchange at the moment. Buddy Franklin to get a check.
Kick Grundy to the wing. There's a Bulldog mark in a pack. It's a beauty, and Roughhead not wearing protective goggles, as it was speculated he might have done, and has been given the all clear despite that bleed in the eye last week. He kicks high into half forward. Tom Boyd jostling. Grundy had the better of it, fisted it clear. Collected though by McRae for the Bulldogs. He gives it off, gets it back, and then kicks poorly straight to Mills. Hand pass to Jack, spearing past. He's kicked overs into a smother. He fights for it now at ground level. He's tied up. Umpire Stevic comes in and will ball it up on the centre line. Doc Larkins again for Sage Institute.
Yeah, right ankle, lateral side sprain for Buddy downstairs. Doesn't look like he's strapped it up. The trainers and docs taking strapping down with them.
Ball on the wing, member side, no score yet. Picking the handball. Bontempelli tackled, lost it. In dispute, middle of the ground. Biggs came through, one at ground level handball. Johannesson wants to go wide, out wide to Dixon. I think the boundary line probably wins at his time. The Dogs get the stoppage. Half forward left city end. 45 around from their goal, but they have missed targets in the first 6 minutes. No score yet, Tone, when the Dogs have gone forward.
Well, they've gone through 4 times, but that is too wide. Get the ball in the top of the square, Tone, or just take the game on.
Just inside the Dogs 50, front of the pack, Smith, but taken to the line by Hanbury. There will be a throw-in. I noticed down below us, Caleb Daniel getting ready to come on for the first time. Started interchange, made a nervous start last week, and perhaps just given a couple of minutes to watch it and get a feel for it. Tom Boyd in ruck got the better of Tippett, got it down to Stringer, got rid of a gang tackle, did very well, kept onto it though. He was ambitious, he gave it off to Johannesson, having a lot of it, getting up to midfield, kicking long, almost a mark to Roughhead. Swan defenders there in numbers. Hanbury crashed in, but was well tackled and brought down, and there will be a ball up about 25 out from the Bulldogs' goal. Still no score on the board after nearly 7 minutes.
Zane Cordy got him flush in the sternum there. Hanbury slow to get up. Stoppage, 25 out the Dogs' goal. The clearance got it off to Tippett. Tippett, the Lloyd of the Swans. Johannesson, brilliant early. Bad bounce favours Naismith. Leg, free kick Sydney, surely. As the umpire, this ball's got to come back. It's coming back.
You're right, Tony. He's made a great start, Naismith. This will be his 4th disposal in his first grand final, but they need a big target, the Western Bulldogs. In grand finals, you don't want to go wide, as Shorey said. You want to go in long. Everyone's nervous, get a crumb. That's where they've pushed Roughhead forward now to be that player.
7 minutes gone. I'll go to a minute, Sam. Is there any trend emerging? No score yet in the game as Hamling knocks the ball to the boundary line. McRae there keeps it alive. Wood a chance, can't take it. Richard Sydney, handball Heaney, still on the wing. McRae, I thought he got it high. The Dogs can break though. Hunter and Dalhouse combined. Great magnificent smother again from Naismith in the game. For the Southern Star Group, windowsanddoors.build. Sam, what can you tell us? No score yet after 8 minutes.
Both teams, same amount of disposals, inside 50s. Bulldogs 5, Sydney 2.
Well, the Bulldogs have certainly ensured there's no Swans onslaught early. Their only disappointment will be they haven't made anything of their domination of the ball. Sydney's footy here, and it comes loose to Lloyd, who from just behind the centre gives a little hand pass to McGlynn. Door open here, kicks wide tentatively to Rowan, had to wait for it. Morris not a good man to have coming at you when you're waiting. High ball from Lloyd.
Jack.
Jack
What a had to go, and well done.
Taken the mark, 45 out straight in front, and he's paid for it.
I tell you what, Jim, he might get a 50-metre penalty here, but not sure whether it was there. The thing is, he had a look, he wasn't going to go, but he knew then, I had to do this for the team, and I think that will be a 50. That's a fraction late.
It's late on a slow motion replay.
Yeah, but it's pretty hard for the umpires.
That was unbelievable. That will be a moment we talk about for a long, long time in grand finals. Hanbury did one a number of years ago. Sam, what was that in the winning grand final against
2012?
Yeah,
I cannot believe that's not a 50-metre penalty. I know, Tim, that it's harder for the umpies down there, but he did. Easton Wood, and he's not a dirty player, but he did not even look at the ball. He just looked at the man to bump him, So, and it was a fraction late.
I think you're becoming politically correct, Shorey.
Oh well.
It was all in a fraction of a second. Anyway, Jack's having a shot, and if he kicks a goal,
it's massive.
It won't matter. He kicks from 45 to the punt road end. He misses.
Gee,
the Bulldog fans are celebrating a miss. So it might count whether it was a 50 or not. Behind Sydney, the first score after 9.5 minutes.
It's for RACV Business Insurance. Matthew Boyd kicks to himself, goes to the members' side. Tom Boyd there, good mark. Front of the pack, out half back, outside defensive 50. Has it for the Dogs. Lurking 20 off him is McRae. And it's a bad kick, shocking kick. Interception, Lloyd goes long. Heaney to beat a couple. That is just a ridiculous leap, son. Advantage paid to the Dogs. He can go short. McLean's there for the Dogs. Grabbed in the act of marking, but he didn't have the footy. And the free kick goes to McLean. Just defensive side of the wing.
It's got to be 50 against McVeigh. Didn't give the ball to the player who was the recipient. Is feigning that he was attempting to give it to McRae, but it was clear that McLean had been awarded the free kick.
In the history of the game, has any infringing player really known who to throw it back to, Matthew?
They always stall, try and give themselves some time.
11 gone, Ray White clock, Tim. Sydney one behind, Dogs yet to score. McLean goes short. McRae forward of the wing, member side to the city, and has it for the Dogs.
McLean, McRae and McVeigh were the protagonists there. All the Scotsmen. And now McRae chips a little pass. It was ambitious. It didn't reach Picken. Taken away by Parker for Sydney. Quick kick to Heaney midfield. Still no goal in 11 minutes. Heaney sees a man edging forward wide, and it's Jones who receives for the Swans below the members.
Buddy's going to get this.
Buddy is back, and he's only 50 metres up the ground. He receives. He's corralled. He kicks cleverly along the line. He's a very skillful passer of the ball with his left boot, and he finds Papley, 65 out, left flank. As Buddy crashes into Matthew Boyd, who was laying a block. Kick from Papley to the hot spot, 20 out, Heaney there, 2 against him, and a fine mark taken by Clay Smith at the back, doing his best work down the back as opposed to last week. Short pass, turned it over, Kieran Jack's got it, little left foot steer is perfect, an immaculate kick finds Parker, 40 out, straight in front.
And they deserve this chance, because I think the Western Bulldogs, if any senior player needs to get to their teammates now and say, we are being too cute. We are kicking the ball, these dinky little passes, risky passes. It's early in a grand final. I know you want to stick to your game plan, but they have not made the right choices with ball in hand in this first 12 minutes of Western Bulldogs.
Directly in front of goal, Luke Parker from about 46, and that one is home. And the Swans get the first after a 12-minute arm wrestle. Sydney 1-1, the Bulldogs haven't scored for RACV Business Insurance.
Well, I reckon you're right there, Lordy. They have slaughtered the ball going inside 50 at the moment. But I don't care about stats. It's just we're trying to look at it now. They're going at 58%, the Western Bulldogs, not just around the ground. Their inside 50 entries have been ordinary, and that's where the Sydney Swans are able to rebound, read the ball well, and get a 2-on-1 on most occasions.
Doc Larkins, the Sage Institute of Fitness. Doc, please explain what treatment Franklin would have had.
He's had heavy strapping on his right ankle, a bit of pain relief, and looks moving pretty well. They're looking at the video at the moment for Kieran Jack to make sure they don't need to check his head too often. And Johannesson's already got a nick in the calf, heavily strapped, just back on for the Bulldogs, Johannesson.
7-0, Sydney's way. Parker, the first goal scorer, great strength. Little kick forward, wins 15 metres. Hewitt there, can't grab it. Handball, Clay Smith, pick and lost it. Great tackle that time then by Zach Jones. Sydney in numbers, push forward, still in the centre square, but the Swans push it forward 15 metres to advantage.
How good is this?
That took me back to the Geelong first quarter last week, where they're starting to hunt, starting to swarm, and it's Luke Parker again who seems to be starting those chains.
7-0, 1-1 Sydney. Dogs yet to score for RACV Business Insurance. There's a free kick, and it is going to be a Sydney one. It is. So Parker for another touch, just goes long to fall forward. Franklin pushes his man out, completes the mark. All fair, clean grab, used the body beautifully, Lance Franklin, and he's got it toned 25 out. 45-degree angle coming in from the left-hand side at the punt road end. 14 minutes gone, and you'd back Franklin to goal from here.
You know what they've identified here? He played up the ground a lot last time. They are playing him deep. They think he's going to get handling on all occasions. They've got to get a third man in, the Western Bulldogs.
25 out Franklin, 45-degree angle. We're right behind the kick. He punches left and misses. 1-2-8 Sydney. The Dogs yet to score, but scoop for Southern Star Group, windows and doors.built. A definite shift Sydney's way in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And through the likes of Parker, 5 disposals and a goal. Lloyd with 7.
Johannesson played on kick long. Laidler arrived for Sydney with a thumping spoil towards the boundary, and it's over at the 50. Left half forward flank for the Swans. Suddenly doing all the attacking and looking dangerous. Which ankle, Doc Larkins, did Buddy hurt?
The right, the non-kicking ankle.
Okay, and you reckon he's had some painkiller?
I reckon he's had some pain relief of some sort, Tim.
Of some sort. From the throw-in, Pickens got it. He has not had a square millimetre on which to move freely whenever he's got near the ball. He's brought down here, and there'll be a ball up 60 out from Sydney's goal at the punt road end. The Dogs really have to hang tough here. They are being challenged. There's a free kick in the ruck contest.
Dunkley.
It will go the Bulldogs' way, and a bit of rest, but Dunkley takes it. Son of a former Sydney grand final player. Kicks to Pick and hand pass to Dalehouse. Kick forward to McLean, who's got it about 85 from goal.
So this is where they're breaking
Too
down.
slow.
Who's their player? They can just kick long to and bring it to ground. Wide again.
Gotta go wide again. Oh, nice one-handed grab. Mills bravely, skillfully. Back with the pack, wins it. Switch of play from the members to the southern side. Rampy has the ball. He goes for a 45-50 metre kick. Rowan in the better position. Good mark overhead. Oh, was he pushed after and grabbed after? Umpire said no. 1-2-8 Sydney. Dogs yet to score. 16 into the first quarter for RACV Business Insurance. Halfback southern side, Rowan to a one-on-one. Richards, Biggs, roving at the feet. Papley, looping handball over the top. Hewitt, half forward, shrugged the tackle, brilliant. Kicks around his body. Parker, Daniels there also. Franklin pushes the man out of the way. Caleb Daniel got to go. Knocks it into the path that time of Pick. A little underground handball defensively. Hamling has to kick and hope in a hurry. Under the bounce eludes him. Stays in the field of play. No, it just went out, eluded Jack. So the Dogs under awful pressure at the moment. Score doesn't reflect it. 1-2-8 Sydney. Dogs yet to score. But 17 gone, Matthew. And they, to quote Tim, Matthew, the Dogs must hang tough here.
They do. Daniel yet to touch it. Lockie Hunter yet to touch it. Tory Dixon. So they need fast ball movement to allow their small forwards in the game. At the moment it's slow, so they're having to force wide because Zane Cordy's not a power player to kick long down the line to.
Sydney's ball. Kennedy originally, then Parker, then Hanbury. Hennebury, but the kick went nowhere. Matthew Boyd bombs it back to the wing. Cordy flew bravely, brought it down to McLean. Hand pass away from goal to Hunter. Back to McLean. Sydney holding them up, defending superbly. Hunter a quick kick, but it was under pressure, and it was straight to Kennedy. And it's Sydney's ability to defend all over the ground, but particularly behind the centre, that's causing the Bulldog errors.
Boy.
Now it's bombed poorly forward for the Swans. Matthew Boyd arrived, he fell over, he lunged at the ball, and then the troops arrived to help him out. Biggs has got it, stutters a few steps forward, kicks to Dixon, forward of the wing for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, but they can't go long at the moment, Shorey, can they, the Dogs?
Well, they can. They've got one-on-ones, but they don't want to kick to a tone. That's how they're trained.
So Dixon to the forward pocket. Who recovers first? The Dogs. McLean, handball. Smith, grubbing kick. A chance for Zane Cordy to boomerang it. And he has boomeranged it out on the full. And it's a free kick to the Sydney Swans.
Hunter was 15 out from goal, all on his own, and Cordy just didn't see him.
Well, it's a grand final, Tim, and it's pressure.
Mitchell receives a handball. Tim kicks long. Sydney have got a 2-on-1 at half-back, but the Dogs do the better. Morris gets the ball, handball to Biggs. The Dogs go forward again.
Runs forward, got a bit close to the smother, but kicked beautifully. And Dalehouse marks at 49 out.
1-8 Sydney. Dogs yet to score. 18 into the first quarter. Ray White clock.
Has he got it in his leg from outside 50, Luke Dalehouse?
Oh, gee, I doubt it, but anything in a grand final, the adrenaline's up. You just have a dip. See if he comes out really wide onto that right foot.
They really need one here.
Here he goes.
To steady things down. He does run out and then he gets under the ball and it'll land 5 metres out. Bad spot for the attacking team, and Naismith
He's best on ground this
to Colossus and takes the mark.
Coming up for disposal number 5, Naismith, mark number 3.
Their effort's been great, the Dogs, but that's unforgivable. They're big blokes like Cordy and Ruffhead have got to be more aggressive.
Just his 13th game, Sam Naismith kicks long. Easton Woods subdues things for the moment. The boundary there is his friend, and he uses him and he takes it over. There'll be a throw in the Bulldogs side of the outer wing. Sydney 1-2. Dogs haven't scored in 19 minutes for RACV Business Insurance.
That's it. Phone 13 RACV Business Insurance. Got the right cover to suit your needs. Naismith, the tap. Little clearance at that time, then Dunkley to half forward, but Grundy. Talk about blokes that are playing well, Lloydie. I reckon his numbers, please, Sam, for Windows and Doors.Bill. I reckon he's been terrific. That's a bad handball. It's a free kick, Dogs. Mills tried to get the handball away. Grundy gave him the hospital one. It's a free kick to the Bulldogs.
So they're doing a lot right. You know, we've criticised their ball use sometimes, and these guys like Cordy and guys not having a presence, some of their decision making, but at least their tackles, they're up and about 15-10. Their effort's good, Tone.
Zane Cordy, half forward left, outside the field of play. It opens up a little, keeps it low. I reckon he hit it okay. He did. He certainly did. Goal to the Dogs. 1-8 Sydney. 1 goal the Western Bulldogs. We're bang on 20 minutes first quarter for RACV Business Insurance.
Well, Heath Grundy, you know, you take a really good mark in defence and then you play on and you handball to a left footer running to the right-hand boundary line. He's going to get back onto it. And well done to Cordy, who just read that he needed to get on his preferred foot and didn't allow it to happen. But yeah, look, I'm with you, Lloydie. The effort's there. That's not about that. They've just got to lower their eyes when they go in 50 a bit more. Try and get some of those players, but take the game on to get through the lines, because when you do that, it's harder to roll back and defend, and they're not running it as much as they have, the Western Bulldogs.
Sam Naismith, in just his 13th game, is at the centre contest. He's been heroic around the ground early. He's against Roughhead and he gets the better of him down to Kennedy, but the hand pass was smothered. Should have been picked up by McLean, but he fumbled. Has to fight on with numbers against him now. Kennedy gets involved for the Swans and pack forms. There will be a ball up. I just wondered too with that Cordy shot. It was a beautiful kick for goal from on the boundary. Pocket favouring the right footer, but I wonder whether the miss or the missed opportunity earlier might have really had him focused. As from the ball up, it's the Bulldogs ball. Dalehouse, a little grubbing hand pass stolen by McLean for Sydney. Gives to Kennedy, quickly onto the left, swings it to within 20. Easton Wood with the flight was brave. Fisted it clear to Matthew Boyd, cleverly over his head to Johannesen. He feeds it off to Clay Smith. Steering ball, he's felled after he got rid of it. Well, Dalehouse it was, and it'll be a relayed free kick. And again, it's Cordy, who's doing pretty well. He kicks to Liberatore, who hasn't had much of it. Just forward to the centre, across ground to a 2-on-1. Heaney's the one, can't mark. Falling ball with Hunter, who wisely waited down and drills the pass to Tory Dixon, who's marked it 45 metres out. And up until this final series, we probably would have been writing this in the book. So reliable as his goal kicking been, but just over the last 2 weeks, he hasn't been quite what he was. Let's see what he's got for us at the 22-minute mark of the opening quarter of a minor event such as a grand final. Dogs trail by 2 points. Dixon goes back a long way. No doubt he's having a shot. You kick it from just outside 50 or on the paint. It's on its way. They like it in flight. They like it even better as it clears the pack. The Dogs have back-to-back goals and lead by 4 points on the RACV Business Insurance scoreboard. 22 and a half in.
One thing I'll say about the Dogs, they haven't used the ball well inside 50, but they look so much quicker than the Swans on the outside when they get it there. So it's a real bonus for them that they've started this game well. They're in the game, and I think they'll run out the game better.
Doc Larkins for the Sage Institute of Fitness. Injury update at the 23-minute mark.
Yeah, well, Buddy Franklin, definitely a sore ankle, but probably be able to get through with the heavy strapping on it. Josh Dunkley has just come off with the physio after a little bit of a knock on the lower leg. He's just walking the boundary, Dunkley. Looks like he'll be okay.
3 minutes 20 to go to quarter time. Dogs by 4 points. 12-8. And the countdown clock. Ray White, they've got the know-how. Back in the middle of the ground. Roughhead, the tap, ground level, Liberatore, handball, Bontempelli tried to knock it forward, still in the middle of the ground. Underground handball, tries to come out to Dixon, now having a run in the middle. Didn't get a push, play on the call, Hanbury waits, side of the pack, unable to come out. There's about 5 players in there going for their absolute lives. And the result is, Matthew, we get a stoppage.
I think the Swans need a bit of presence from Kurt Tippett. Can't be all about Franklin Tippett. One touch, hardly been to a contest.
Bontempelli, third man up. Jack, neat handball, scything handball to Kennedy through the middle. The pass is good. Tippett forward to the centre, in the centre square. 65 out to the punt road end. Wants to go to the left forward pocket. Franklin there, Hamling there. Hamling tries to knock to the boundary line. Ball doesn't get there. Great strength. Franklin got rid of them. Zach Jones. The pass is on. I like Rowan in the run. Front of the pack.
Free kick.
Round the 40. It's a free kick, the Dogs.
Yeah, Rowan missed the mark and then dragged his opponent down. They've been pretty undisciplined in a couple of areas there. They just had to keep the ball alive. Zach Jones on this wing gave away, a kick downfield, and it wasn't necessary.
So the Dogs, 2 straight 12. Sydney 1-2-8. We're 2 minutes 17. Ray White clocked at quarter time. The Dogs bring it from defence.
Hand pass off to Johannesson, long ball. Pickens got it just inside the boundary, has taken it over and tried to shoot out. They did shoot out the hand pass, and the Dogs might have been away, but the boundary umpire right on it, called it out of bounds. Sydney's side of the members' wing. Swans kicked the first goal of the match. Bulldogs have answered with a couple. Kennedy's got it for Sydney. His hand pass is smothered. Big ball here. Zach Jones did well. He had 3 of them coming at him. He just controlled the ball and found the boundary line without so much intent that the umpire would have looked twice. There'll be a throw in this time. It is the Dogs' side of the members' wing.
Minute 57 to go to quarter time. Dogs by 4 points. Tom Boyd got it to McRae, who got it to Picken, back to McRae. On the left boot, the pass to the feet that time. Stringer, bad pass going forward. Attacking 55 for the Dogs. Dalhouse knocked it forward. Liberatore, handball to the boundary line. Picken, the ball touched, went straight up in the air. Attacking 50 for the Dogs. Rowan from the side, knocked it down. Jack had it, tackled, released it. Rowan emerges, half back. Good high handball. McGlynn run down. Lost it. Was it in the back? The umpire said play on Matthew Boyd. Hurried the kick going forward. Laidler got plenty of time to spread it wide. Southern side. Papley the target. Misses him. Eastonwood there. Required to hold the feet. The Bulldog skipper did that. Little underground handball back into the traffic. McGlynn, big tackle on Dixon. Doesn't release the ball. I think we get a stoppage. We do. And that is on the southern wing at the moment. RACV Business Insurance scoreboard. Minute 10 to run. The Dogs lead by 4 points, 12-8.
Both applying terrific pressure. The Dogs having one of their good patches, but a Clay Smith kick forward here has gone out on the full. And it'll be a Sydney free kick high at half back. 2 straight to 1-2. The Dogs by 4 points. And as we've seen in so many Bulldogs matches, they're played in phases. The Dogs surge and then they perhaps have to gather their breath. Kick forward for Sydney has gone out on the full. And it's a Bulldogs free kick to Bontempelli behind the wing in the last minute of the opening quarter. Both teams would love a goal. Bontempelli uses the non-preferred, kicks forward and Roughhead pushed from behind, still took the mark, 60 out, Wheels, he's kicked badly. He hasn't got the distance and there's no one there but Rampy to take the mark. Feed by hand of Mills, who straightens, kicks long, out over half back, and McGlynn takes a fine mark, and Sydney might have the last crack at it for the quarter.
Yep, 30 seconds to go. Ball in front of Jack at half forward, 65 out. Franklin lead deep into the pocket. Not going to get there on the full. Lance leads his man. Well done, Hamling pushed him out of bounds. So the ball to be thrown in right at attacking 50 for the Swans. Punt road end, half forward left. And with 20 seconds to run, Tim, at the 27.5 minute mark, ball comes in. Dogs by 4 points, Sydney into attack.
Couple of confidence boosters for Hamling late in the piece as from the throw in Dale Morris holds things up. They're under the pump. He got it to Johannesen, whose kick off the side of the boot went almost sideways. The umpires glance in each other's direction, and umpire Jeffrey indicates it was touched off the boot, and maybe there was a deflection. The ball's outside 50. There are 7 seconds left, and the Bulldogs should be able to hold Sydney up here. Tippett has 2 against him in ruck. It falls to Stringer, who lost control of it. Jack gives to Kennedy. A hand pass forward, but the siren sounds. And it was everything we would have expected as the two teams came at each other like Marvin Hagler and Roberto Duran. And at quarter time, there's not much between them on the scorecard. The Western Bulldogs 2 goals straight. The Sydney Swans 1 goal 2-8. 4 points the Dogs' way. But
I know he tried to stretch Hamling, but I think he's got to play his roaming role. Let Tippett play deep, and the Dogs just need to not go as wide going inside 50.
The Dogs to the punt road end. We start the second quarter for better home living. And the Western Bulldogs by 4 points. The bounce, high, Naismith, brilliant early. Fingertips on it, middle of the ground. Kennedy won it, handball, but running through. Biggs grabbed as he went through. No free. Jack slow to release. Clay Smith pushes the ball forward. Dunkley forward yet again. Bodies crashing in. Absolutely no regard for safety. Stringer in there, still in the middle of the ground. Liberatore, ball wrenched out. That time by Mitchell. The Dogs have moved it forward, Matthew, 15 metres, where the stoppage takes place in the centre square.
Oh, there's no doubt about the physicality of both these two sides. That's why they've made it to this grand final.
Third man up, Bontempelli tapped. The Liberatore floated a half forward. All Sydney there, fall of the ball. They don't take it. McRae has it, wheels back and handballs to Picken. 55 out, wants to spear a pass. Stringer between 3 or 4. Daniel slow early. Smith, the handball. Rampy emerges. He kicks across goal. What a good kick, but bounces up. Mitchell will be away, sort of running away from him. Morris there. Heaney there. Well done, Dale. Morris pushes the ball to the boundary line. Sydney with numbers. Southern style halfback. Zach Jones. Handball to Heaney, who got the ball off to Mitchell on the wing.
And this is promising for Sydney, but the kick's poor. Straight to Johannesen. They would have had good numbers in the opening term for the Bulldogs scoop.
Yep, coming up for disposal, 11. Leading ball winner on the ground, Tim.
He, from behind the centre line, kicks up the line towards the 50. No one can mark. Covered at the back for Sydney by Lloyd. Tackled, dispossessed. Clay Smith's had a lot of it. He picks it up here. But as has often been the case, he has no room in which to move and can only wrestle a hand pass which is smothered over the boundary line. As Franklin is back, we'll get an update from Doc Larkin shortly. Naismith and Roughead, been a really good contest. Down to Liberatore, little hand pass forward. Speaking of little, Daniel over it for the Dogs. Taken to ground, the ball stuck underneath, and there will be a ball up. What are you making of Buddy for Sage Institute of Fitness, Doc?
Yeah, whatever they worked on at quarter time, give it a couple more minutes before it has its maximum effect, if you know what I mean, Tim, and I reckon he's probably going to be able... He's just distracted by it, Buddy, with the right ankle ligament.
Roughead, the tap inside 50 for the Dogs. Liberatore, ground level win. Bontempelli against the boundary line. Kicks to the top of the square. Tom Boyd down, did he mark inside the field of play?
He did.
Umpire said yes, so it's hard, half forward, forward, pocket right. Directly in line with the point post at the punt road end. The right foot is going to have to work a bit of magic, but 2.5 minutes of stalemate second quarter should be broken somehow by the Dogs as Tom Boyd's got it. Now, the 10 metre, doesn't quite look like 10 metres, he's going to left foot it round the body, and he's gold! So, Tom Boyd of the Dogs, 3 straight 18 by 10 points over the Swans. They're 1-2-8. 3 minutes second quarter for better home living. TVs, fridges, washers, better deals every day. Shorey, that's better.
Well, I'll tell you what, both these sides are great at getting the ball from the contest, but I think the Bullies are just matching the hardness around the ball and they're just forcing it forward. They're getting their opportunities. Yeah, great mark and great goal then. But yeah, just as tough as the Swans. I think the Swans need to I know it's natural to them, the handball. I like to see some quick kicks forward. Try and get some distance and make them, the Western Bulldogs, turn the ball around with momentum.
25 tackles each for these teams, so sure you're spot on. They're matching them inside.
And 11-6 clearances. Bulldogs' way. That goal came from a Bontempelli clearance and great body use by Tom Boyd.
And they've kicked 3 goals on the trot as Naismith and Roughead duel again. It's won by Hanbury, but his hand pass turned it over. But then the Dogs turn it over. Kennedy's got it, but Bontempelli tackles him. Ball is the chorus, and Kennedy lucky not to be penalised. It's back in dispute. The Dogs are winning these at the moment. They're winning the crushes and have been for the last 10 minutes of the action. There'll be a ball up here just barely Sydney's side of the centre. 18 plays 8. The Bulldogs lead. 4 minutes gone, second.
Bontempelli third man up, but it's all Sydney there. No, Picken got there. Heaney pushed him off the ball at half forward for the Swans. A little defensive handball back to Zach Jones. That is a magnificent kick. Brilliant kick. Jack, 45 out, has got it.
Oh, have a shot at goal.
The City, well, it looks that way, Tone, as Jack's got it at the City end.
Well, they look nervous at times, but Jack's a leader of this club. No worries with the distance. They need a goal just to steady the Swans.
They trail by 10 points, Sydney, 4-minute mark, second quarter. Kieran Jack looks to be pushing a little right. It is one behind. 139 the Swans, the Dogs 3 straight 18. Better home living, that's better deals every day. Quick word, Lloydie, before Tim.
Yeah, Zach Jones, great vision, but watch Kieran Jack have 3 or 4 shots through this final series. Missed every one of them, just really struggles for distance.
Playing on, kick smothered from Matthew Boyd. He's near the scoreline. He takes the tackle. He'll get a free kick. The other outcome was a rush behind as the ball was swatted out of his hand. And he'll be very careful here. He doesn't have the freedom that he has when he can use the goal square. Buddy's standing 5 metres up from the line, and Boyd will have to kick long. Out to the 50, maybe slightly beyond. Rough head there, so's Bontempelli. Rove though by Hanbury. Quick hand pass to Kennedy, to Jack, to Nick Smith. He knows how to kick the ball, and the defender drives it home and kicks Sydney's second goal, putting the Swans back within 3 points. Bulldogs 3 straight, Swans 2-3. 5.5 gone, second term. That's all on the Better Home Living scoreboard.
It's amazing, this game. It's a tight, hard grand final, as you expect them to be. And the last 2 goals have come from, if you can get the ball in your forward line and you can get that ball forward or just create those repeat inside 50s, eventually the damn wall will break. So it's where it's so vitally important. You can get that ball just going forward, hold inside forward 50, and eventually Shorey.
Kennedy's hands were brilliant there, Lloydie.
And Hanbury as well.
Nick Smith's first goal in over 3 years, 2013. He kicked his last.
Kennedy's numbers, please. He's starting to have an influence.
Certainly is. 13 disposals now, 5 of those contested, 3 tackles.
Back in the middle of the ground, Tom Boyd flew high, tap, Dunkley still in the middle of the ground. Ball hasn't moved it has moved. It's moved a metre to the side, but certainly not forward either way. Dogs by 3 points, 6.5 into the second quarter. Sydney win at the ground level. Jack to Mitchell, goes forward, held up though at half-back. Good mark taken by Roberts.
Yeah, he's playing on Xavier Richards, yet to get in the game, just like Kurt Tippett.
There's not much on offer, so the kicking has to be precise. The pack, the ball eludes. Shane Cordy can get there first. Can he push it on? Well done, Tippett, to stop for the moment. Liberatore's handball at ground level, speculative. Zach Jones there in the way to half forward it goes. For the Dogs, numbers at half-back, Biggs, the handball, Morris, Tom Boyd, all involved. Defensive one back to half-back to Eastonwood to set it up. Can go wide and short, and plenty of options out there. And the Bulldogs have got the football, leading by 3 points. As Dunkley looks to find someone 30 up the ground, and he does successfully. Caleb Daniel has
First
it.
disposal coming up, Tone.
And Caleb Daniel continues to look the same size as the little Oz kicker. He goes wide to Hunter, who kicks into the 50. Dixon Flew might have put hands in it. Players back, no free kick paid. Dalehouse tried to lever out a hand pass. It wouldn't quite come. A pack forms around it. There'll be a ball up 30 out from the Bulldogs' goal at the Punt Road end. They've exchanged goals early in this second quarter. The Bulldogs lead by 3 points. Ball thrown up. Boyd for the Bulldogs, Tippett for the Swans. Heaney picks it up, gets a kick clear. Out bouncing around the boundary line towards the wing.
Speed.
Xavier Richards runs onto it. He's too quick for Roberts. Has a bounce and now kicks long but to nobody. And Biggs will be the only man back. Gets there with clean hands. Has a call inside from the old warrior Matthew Boyd, who takes the mark at fullback.
So Boyd's got it at closer to fullback for the Dogs. They lead by 3 points. Better Home Living scoreboard. 8 minutes gone. The Dog as the kick to halfback, and Roberts has the football outside defensive 50. The short kick to Eastonwood on the southern side of the ground, where the beautiful Yarra Valley Toyota Hilux Carr has been mapped out on the ground. Wood, half back to half forward. Tippett in the better position, knocks it front of the pack. Heaney really influential at the moment. Good handball to Rampy, drew a man. Along the deck to Kennedy, better handball to Mitchell. They're going up the southern wing. Hanbury goes inboard to Heaney. He's missed Tippett on the way through. Turn over the Dogs. Dalhouse has got it. He's kicked long. They lock arms. Grundy. Free kick. No, umpire said play on Dixon round the body for a goal. They got to break that time, the Dogs. I thought it was holding on Grundy. So 2 to Tory Dixon. And it's a 9-point margin. The Dogs 4 straight, 24. Sydney 2-3, 15. For better home living. Let's go to the Yarra Valley Toyota replay, boys. Should there have been a bit of love for Heath Grundy?
I think he agrees with you, Tone. He's just given the umpire a mouthful, and Dane Rampage just patted him on the bum and said, forget about it, get on with the next one. And Tory Dixon, he's such a smart player. He just made something out of nothing there with a class snap. But here's the replay. We watch.
I think that's nearly the right decision. He nearly marked it, but he let go of him in the end. Anyway, he's still got to get on with the game, as well. Lordy said. Yeah. Next contest.
2 goals to Dixon, 9-point lead to the Dogs. Ball up, Bulldogs ball. Liberatore having a bit of it now after a quiet start. Kicks forward, roving a pack. Dunkley has a look, kicks wide, doesn't kick well. Nick Smith led Dixon to it, took a fine mark. What a player he is in his 3rd grand final, the Scotch College boy from here in Melbourne.
For windows and doors.build, can we have a number, please, for Luke Dalhouse?
Luke Dalhouse now up to 11 disposals.
They're put under pressure. Hunter, a good smother, then a shovel, and then Liberatore snaps. It was on its way home, but just arriving at the death, Lloyd was able to take it over for a rush behind. 4-1 to 2-3, the Dogs lead.
Yeah, but good kick into centre half, back to Mitchell, goes wide to Hanbury's out, marked by Matthew Boyd. Left foot kick at half forward. McRae to turn around, send it 20 up the ground to Dunkley, between wing and half forward, southern side to the punt road end, waits.
This is breaking up a bit, this game, Tony.
10-point lead to the Dogs. Does he go? He goes to within 30 metres. From the side, it's knocked over. Picken, can he get on the ball? He can. Little handball out. Hunter out the back to Picken. Round the body, he goes for a goal.
Pancake parlour's time.
That was a genuine pancake parlour goal of the day, Liam Picken.
Lovely.
Certainly is lovely. Try the new pancake pizza tonight from 9 o'clock. 16-point margin to the Dogs. 5-1, 31. Sydney 2-3, 15. 12 into the second quarter for better home living.
And when you say breaking open, Shorey, do you mean the Bulldogs way or just the game?
Bulldogs way. They're getting out in the open. I think that thing you picked up before about their leg speed. The first half of this quarter was really hard and in at it, but now they're getting out and linking up. It's so hard to keep running the lines or having that combative type of football and keeping it going.
They need a few to get into the game, the Swans. Hewitt's only had 1 disposal, Rowan only 2, Kurt Tippett's only had 1 kick and 1 handball.
Swans kicked the first goal. Bulldogs have kicked 5 of 6 since then. Roughhead wins in ruck. Dunkley almost had it. Naismith a little hand pass. Didn't get a result. Now they will. No, they won't. Parker tackle. Shot it off to Jack. To Naismith. A high lob into the 50. Franklin arriving late. Knocked clear by the Bulldog defence, but favouring Hanbury. Tackled. Hand pass to Hewitt. Outside 50. Little kick to Mitchell, who takes a mark. Man on the mark 47 or 8 metres from goal. He's got to kick it from outside 50. Just off directly in front.
An important clearance there, and I think they need to win clearances to get the ball going forward, because in general, players, Shorey said, the Dogs look much stronger.
They need a goal. They're 16 points down. Tom Mitchell winds up from outside 50. Got the distance. He has kicked it. It's a ripper. Sydney stay close. 10 points in it. Better home living scoreboard. Bulldogs 5-1, 31. Swans 3-3, 21.
I genuinely believe that the 2 wins they've had the last couple of weeks, it was due to the midfield really getting on top of Adelaide in that first quarter, and also the quality of their entries from the midfield against Geelong. Whereas the Bulldogs have been stronger in the clearances. And it's just that moment there where they get their hands on the ball through Naismith, get it hacked forward, gives them a chance. But if it breaks open in play, the Doggies look really dangerous.
Our player of the day for Vic Super. You can get super active with Vic Super. One of the biggest funds in Victoria. Talk about an unlikely hero. Sam Naismith involved yet again. He's had a very good quarter and a half.
7 disposals for Naismith. Kennedy up to 14, by the way. Matty Boyd 12 for the Dogs.
Play restarts, middle of the ground. The Bulldogs by 10 points. Roughhead, the tap. Bontempelli, fresh air shot. Ball on the deck. Roughhead knocks it forward. Dunkley thought he got one in the back as play will stop.
Tell you what's a strange stat, Tone.
Yeah.
The Bulldogs have the best differential for free kicks. They get more than anyone else. And they've had 10-3 today.
That is a big margin. 10-point lead to the Western Bulldogs. Roughhead, the tap. Bontempelli goes at it one-handed. Tried to drag it in from a lofty height. Dalhouse in again. Tackled and brought to the ground. Going nowhere. And again, Shorey, we get another stoppage.
Tell one person, I think he's had 10 possession. Isaac Heaney is just really trying to lift this team.
So, again, the Dogs, 10 points, still in the middle of the ground. Zach Jones rode a bump and got a neat kick away through traffic to half forward. It's going wide. Roberts back there, handball, shark by Papley. Papley held surely to goodness. It's got to be seen. Ball got to come back. As young Tom was all set to break, Tim, so he gets a free outside his range, half forward at right, about 55 out for the Swans.
Buddy leads, he's gone for him. It was low percentage, but he's got it. He tried to crash through the Eastern Wood tackle. His hand pass was misdirected straight to Dunkley at Bulldogs, but he's mown down and there'll be a ball up 55 out from Sydney's goal.
That's too Buddy-centric for mine, Tim.
Yep. Buddy.
And he should have given it back, but he just wanted to charge through the Bulldogs player.
Never has Buddy shown less finesse. He just tried to crash through. Roughhead brings it down, stolen by Jack. Gives to Parker, quick kick, and Rowan marks it. It was touch. Play on the call. No one's realised it.
And
now they do. Rowan turns, kicks it, goal, and puts it through. Well, it's almost a case for a ball up there because no one had a clue what was going on, and Gary Rowan, with possession being 9/10 of the law, when he got the message, he just turned and kicked a goal, and the Swans are within 4 points. 4-3-27, the Bulldogs 5-1-31.
Ever taken the kids to a pantomime and the good guy saying to the little kids in the crowd, where's he hiding?
Yes.
Look behind the couch. Everyone's telling, look behind the couch. None of the Dogs did. Back-to-back goals, though, Matthew, means Sydney's within 4 points.
And Shorey just touched on Isaac Heaney, another man, Zach Jones. I reckon it's been really important in this second quarter as well to will his team back in this game.
31-27, better home living scoreboard. 16 minutes of this wonderful final into the second quarter. Naismith, the tapper, away, running onto it. Kieran Jack kicked to half forward. Biggs goes at it, can't complete the mark. Ground level win, handball, Papley to Kennedy, kick to the pocket, first to react though the Dogs defender, and that is Hamling. So the Dogs have had their moment in the sun, the Swans are having theirs as Joe Hannisson's kicked to Tory Dixon at half back, out bodies Jones that time, little left foot goes for the boundary line, he's going to miss his mark as Callum Mills reacts first. Rampy reacts first, and he kicks long inside Sydney's half forward.
It'll land 30 out, Buddy's third in line, can't mark. Roughhead took it off the hands of the pack, was immediately taken to ground. Swans have got it. Kennedy kicked into a smother. Ricochet with Papley, who snapped, but he missed the lot by a big margin. And it's over the line for a throw in right forward pocket. Swans in attack.
Both very talented forwards. It's an amazing thing, but Buddy had a look up the ground saying kick it to me, and so did Stringer on that occasion.
Ball forward pocket right. Sydney into attack. Naismith, the tap yet again, as it's going to be a stoppage as players just crash in. Richards at the base of the pack, unable to release. So the ball will be tossed up 25 metres out from the Sydney goal at the city end. The Bulldogs lead by 4 points. Naismith, another tap coming through. Mitchell, handball. Heaney back of the pack. Wide sweeping handball to Franklin. Steps around one. Has to handball under pressure to Jack. It was effective to Kennedy. This to put them in front. It puts them in front. He's done it. Kennedy's done it for the Swans. They're in front. 5-3-33 to the Dogs. 5-1-31. Better home living scoreboard. Tony Shaw on 3RW and relays across Australia.
3 goals in a row now, just magnificent. You know what they're doing too, they're just getting numbers back into their forward line, getting the stoppages that Lloydie spoke about, and then they've got a great setup. That was nearly a tap straight to their player on the inside corridor. Yeah, buddy, he wasn't going to handball again then. He's got this is the first thought football thing. I don't care how good you are. In the end he did get it out, but that should be the first thought and play the team sort of stuff that you need. Kennedy's had an impact. Isaac Heaney's been unbelievable.
They're an amazing side. They've shut this game down to get the game on the terms they want. Bulldogs need to get it on the outside again.
Swans in front for the first time in quite a while. From the ball up, Kennedy, the goal kicker's got it again. Hand pass to Naismith to Mitchell. And now a high ball will land in the 50. Tippett in front. Two from behind him. Buddy arrived as well. Front and square, Heaney couldn't collect it. Clay Smith in there. Buddy, though, gets it out to Parker. Dances on a hanky. Gives it off to Rowan, whose kick is poor. And marked by Hamling in the last line. He feeds to Joe Hannison. The Bulldogs don't mess around. He runs. He has a bounce. He kicks up the wing. Roughhead's their only hope. But first man there is Grundy. He kicks well. Weighted it perfectly to Mitchell, who dabs it forward to Heaney. Outside 50. Swans right on top at the moment. Heaney forced to go back and have his kick.
2-point margin. Isaac Heaney, brilliant. Kicks to a very dangerous spot. Parker, I thought, got the hands in the back. Front of the pack, Kennedy round the body for another one. What a game Josh Kennedy's having. Pancake parlour goal of the day.
Lovely.
And what was a 16-point deficit not 8 minutes ago for the Swans is now an 8-point lead. 6-3-39 to 5-1-31. 6-3-39 to 5-1-31. And Kennedy's remarkable afternoon continues on, Sam.
Yeah, 9 disposals this quarter to go with his 2 goals. He's up to 19 for the game now, and the reverse of the first quarter is happening, Lloydie, because clearances were all with the Western Bulldogs. Now they're well back on top, the Swans, 9-3 this quarter.
That's where it's being won. In the clinches here, 9-3 in the last 8 minutes. Dogs haven't scored, the Swans 4 straight.
So an 8-point lead to Sydney. This is last week all over again. As from the ball up, another Sydney takeaway. Hanbury, hand pass forward into hope. Well done, Matthew Boyd. Drew pressure, gave to Picken, who feeds to Joe Hannison. He uses his pace, he has a bounce, but his kick turns it over. He didn't get enough depth, and Grundy was able to chop it off at defensive 50 for Sydney.
And he'll go short to Hanbury, and this is where they'll start to slow it up. We're into time on second quarter. Hanbury to half-back. The kick wasn't good. Oh, Papley, neat hands to Mitchell, really influential. His handball missed though, as McRae receives from Joe Hannison to Stringer, 60 metres out, a high floating mongrel kick, which so far sums up his first quarter in a bit, Matthew. I think Jake Stringer kicks it out on the full.
Got no confidence.
Two possessions for the game.
And his man Rampy just reads the ball so well and just gives him nothing.
7 minutes to half-time, Ray White countdown clock, Tim. It's Sydney by 8 points, 39 to 31.
McVeigh kicks long and Tippett takes a good mark between halfback and wing for the Swans, and they are well on top. To Hanbury, feeding to Papley, who swings it. Not a good kick though. And Biggs, the former Swan, has been very good down the back for the Bulldogs, and he takes a good saving mark here between halfback and wing. The Dogs needing the next goal, but not getting it near the goal front right now. A short ball to the captain, Easton Wood. Biggs comes around behind him and receives, and now goes to the wing. Bontempelli, got to be a free kick. Zach Jones jumped into his back. Bontempelli's ball, Hunter wanted to play on, the umpire says no, bring it back. The Bont has it behind the centre line.
Man free, middle of the ground, Liberatore went there, but again Sydney just flooding back in numbers, and there's no one really to go to. He's kicked across the face to the southern side. It's a one-on-one. Joe Hannison at least got the hands to it. He's going to pay it. Well, that is a surprise. So Joe Hannison got first hands, but he didn't look to really control it. Plays on quickly. That's awful that time. And Lloyd, understated but effective for the Swans, takes the mark. 6-3-39 to 5-1-31. Sydney with 4 goals on the bounce has an 8-point lead. 23 minutes into the second quarter for better home living.
5 goals to 3 Sydney's way this quarter. McVeigh, wounded earlier in the final series, kicks long out over half-back. Hamling arrived with a good spoil. Daniel over it, but Hanbury prized it out to Kennedy to Parker. The old Park-Henbury combination. Now Hewitt took a long time, tackled on the kick. It slewed out towards the boundary. Picken hoping it'll sit up, but it won't. It goes to the line. There'll be a throw in on the southern wing. Sydney by 8 points.
They need a lift from their young champ. Bontempelli just 6 disposals and only 2 in 23 minutes of this second quarter.
Tossed in on the wing. Tippett tries to flip it out the back. Bontempelli there. Spun in the tackle but delivers perfectly by hand to Joe Hannison. Kick to half forward. Rampy getting back. He's got plenty of support. Grundy, third man off the pack, takes it. And now Sydney can go to the southern side. Parker was I reckon it's out on the full. I reckon, despite the fact that the Parker lunge, it wasn't a good kick going forward as the ball brought back into the middle of the ground. Bontempelli round the body, long to half forward. Dunkley a target, but can't get there. Sydney defence is there. McVeigh's one of them. Lost it when he tried to handball. Right on attacking 50 for the Dogs. We get a stoppage. Dr. Peter Larkins for the Sage Institute of Fitness.
Yeah, the Bulldogs crowds, your boys have got a bit quieter in their support. The last 4 goals have done that to them. Both sides, their players looking really fatigued, but they're obviously getting off on good rotation rest.
Centre half forward for the Dogs. Mitchell of Sydney, a hand pass in the Parker direction. Well tackled. Spilling ball with the Bulldogs. Dixon's got it in the forward pocket. Twisted out of the tackle. Gave to Stringer on the boundary. Trying to work miracles, when in fact orthodoxy might be what's required at the moment. And again he's put the ball out on the full next to the behind post. A free kick to the Swans in the last line, and it'll be old Reg Grundy. No, in fact he gives it up. He's been good, Reg. He gives to Mitchell beside the behind post. He edges around the boundary, playing on. Kicks down the flank. Morris dropped the mark he would normally take. Ball in disputed ground level. Over at McRae, just trying to paddle it to somebody. There's nobody there to paddle it to. The ball stays in and under. Umpire Stevic calls for it. 60 out. Dogs looking for a goal here. 25 gone. They've had 4 kicked against them in succession at the other end and trail by 8 points.
Yeah, great blocking though by Kennedy. Allows Zach Jones to come through. Spear a torpedo 55 metres away from the action. Hamling there. Gee, Franklin.
Well done, buddy.
Surely it's head-on contact.
He ducked.
He ducked,
all right.
Well done, Franklin, to knock the ball out. Hanbury, ground level win. Mitchell, brilliant at the moment, goes back to Hanbury. Handball, it didn't get the full purchase on it, but the ball went back to Hanbury that time. It's going forward. Kick falling short, and Daniel takes the mark. 8-point margin to Sydney, 39-31. The Dogs want to switch a play, southern to the northern side. Easton Woods got it, really hasn't been able to run to Hunter. High looping handball, halfback. Now they've got the overlap going now as Dunkley receives it. The pass going forward, scrappy, but it got the Clay Smith. Bontempelli's got a metre on his man and he takes it. Now they've got a 3-on-2, the Dogs got to move it quickly. Man free, top of the square. That's where he's gone. The mark will be taken by Tom Boyd or the free kick. It doesn't matter. Directly in front, 25 out for the Dogs.
Great build up, that one. Just comes in one side and they get it back out the other through Easton Wood. And just a few big one-on-one contests. And Tom Boyd hasn't had big numbers, has he, Sam? Just the 3 disposals, but to kick 2 goals possibly in the first half in a low-scoring grand final would be a big return.
This will be against the run of play. Bang on 3:30 in Melbourne. The Dogs trail by 8 points. Boyd, that's Tom Boyd, is only 25 metres out Punt Road end. And we're under 3 minutes to half time. The ball's on its way for Boyd and it's a goal. (6:1:37). The Dogs trail the Swans 6:3:39. Better Home Living scoreboard for TVs, fridges, washers, better deals every day. That's better. Matthew Lloyd on 3RW and relays across Australia.
Shorey, one against the play there.
Yeah, look, the great thing was that they took the switch on. I think that's one way they're going to get on the outside and really hurt the Sydney Swans with their lack of speed. So, gee, it's an amazing game of football. As soon as the Sydney Swans win the contest, they look pretty dangerous. And again, they've really held up the Western Bulldogs. That's the first time they got through the lines from the half-back line, the Bullies.
Brilliant execution by the Dogs as they worked it off half-back. Tom Boyd, just 10 goals for the season prior to today. Could today be payday, the biggest day of all? He's into the ruck now. Naismith beats him here, and they work it to Jack, who immediately puts Sydney deep in attack. Buddy's there, no one can mark. Tippett was dangerous as well. Out the back, Buddy still dangerous. Picked up by Morris. Tackled, taken to ground. Has to be careful here. He is. He's an old pro. There'll be a ball up. 20 out in front of Sydney's goal. The Swans by 2 points, 28 minutes gone. It's nearly half time.
I reckon it's time to bring Buddy up the ground. Yeah. Just get him up the ground and release him for 5 minutes.
Naismith, great ruck work. Tap out the back. Mitchell, the snap from the pack. The snap is brilliant from Mitchell. And the Sydney margin goes out to 8 points again. 7-3-45 to the Western Bulldogs, 6-1-37. And I know we've been voting. Patrick Dangerfield was our Vic Supers Player of the Year. But the Vic Super, get super active with Vic Super. Get all your finances in order. I don't know what Naismith's numbers are, Sam, but he's the most influential out there at the moment for mine. Alongside Kennedy, I hasten to add.
Naismith 8 disposals, Kennedy 21. Gee, Tom Mitchell's had a good game. 15 disposals, going at 80% by foot.
How many taps for Naismith though to advantage? We got that stat?
Sam Naismith has had 9 hit-outs and 2 of those have been to advantage. Roughhead has had 10.
I think he's had an impact, Tone. I think we know where you're going with that. There's no doubt. He's the best ruckman on the ground at the moment.
A rare lapse by the Bulldogs around a stoppage there, as there was just a little bit of an opening for Sydney, and they win it out of the middle. Kennedy bangs them forward. Franklin one out. Well played Hamling, fisted it clear and accurately to Hunter. Hand pass to Wood, whose kick is awkward off the left side. In the stringer direction near the boundary, didn't know what to do on his left side. He hand passed it straight into Callum Mills' midriff, and it deflected over the line for a throw.
Hey, Tim, with 2 minutes to go, they've all called Gary Rowan back. He's playing that role he loves to. Just one man behind the ball. They want to take this lead into half-time.
Ball on the wing, broadcast side. Tom Boyd knocks Bontempelli, lost it. Caleb Daniel, handball to the boundary line it goes. Dalhouse, terrific, one at ground level. Matthew Boyd being forced to go back, give to Dalhouse. He's got to try and spear a pass at high risk, and he's missed his man going through now. McGlynn's got it, minute 50 on the Ray White countdown clock to half-time. Sydney by 8 points and they go forward. McGlynn carefully from the front of the pack. Mitchell yet again has it. High kick to a very dangerous spot. Sydney into attack. Great brave Mark Hamling. Hamling had to stand his ground, go confidently. Goes back to Boyd in the back pocket. Not keen to release it. They trail by 8 points and don't want to concede one late, Tim, with a minute 23 to half-time.
Sydney corralling them well. Eventually a long clearance, but it was haphazard, and Grundy marks it.
He's
up
been
forward
right.
of the wing.
Tim, he's been pretty good too, Grundy.
Been excellent. At the other end, Buddy has not made an imprint. Grundy kicks into the 50, miscued it. Kennedy nearly marked it, juggled it most of the way down. Hot ball. Big important ball for the Bulldogs. They've got to hold up here late in the half. Hunter soccers it clear. Got a good result as he worked it to Cordy, who crashed in but was well held up. Free kick.
50.
It was Sydney's ball. Nick Smith came away with it. I think the umpire is saying, well, that was innocent. He didn't know.
No, that's 50.
It is 50.
I think the Sydney player, one of them thought he had his legs taken out from under him. He did, yeah. So I think that's where the confusion was.
That looked unlucky to me. 47 seconds left on the clock, and suddenly a set kick from about 80 metres out. McLean hoists it in the Tom Boyd direction. Rampy nearly marked it for Sydney. Spilling ball, picking in there, but it comes clear for the Swans to Heaney. Daniel with him brings him down. Dalehouse there as well. Rampy ties him up, and there will be a ball up just inside the 50 near the boundary at right flank. 30 seconds left before half-time, and the Swans lead by 8 points.
So ball tossed up. Tom Boyd works hard, front of the pack. Handball, Bontempelli to McRae to stringer against the boundary line. A squaring kick going forward. Mills doesn't complete the mark. Chance for a goal over the shoulder. McLean, goal to the Dogs. Toby McLean has scored the Dogs' 7th 2-point game. 13-11 seconds, or 13-10, 12-11 seconds. Not many left to go.
11, Tone.
2 point. Yeah, I saw 13 and then the clock jumped to 11. 7-3-45 the Swans. Dogs 7-1-43. But a home living scoreboard. Lloydie.
Oh, that was huge. Absolutely huge. The Tom Mitchell goal, they would have been disappointed with how easily Sydney got it. But just to get a response there with 14 or 30 seconds to go with that stoppage, you thought Sydney would have held them out, but that is huge. Just to go in 7 goals apiece at half-time, the Dogs will be ecstatic with that.
And that's where they're so good.
Yeah.
Cometh the moment they seem to find something. Last 11 seconds, Naismith gets the tap. Dogs need to hold them up. Liberatore's got it. Gave to Stringer, who fumbled. Bad fumble. His confidence is low. Sydney's ball, Bulldogs ball, siren. Half-time, 2 points in it. It has been just an unbelievable struggle through the first hour. And the Swans, the favourites, have their noses in front. 7-3-45 to the Bulldogs 7-1-43 on the better home living scoreboard. People were saying you need to be accurate to win these big, tight grand finals. Well, they've both been accurate so far, Tone.
Yeah, an aggregate of 14 goals and 4 behinds. 2 to Kennedy, 2 to Mitchell. The multiples for Sydney. Boyd and Dixon, 2 each for the Dogs. 16-point margin was the biggest lead to the Western Bulldogs. Sydney replied with 4 on the bounce, and at half-time it's a 2-point margin, 7-3-45 to 7-1-43. Most important half-time wrap will be coming up, and that is for the Sportsbet multi-builder. It's the easiest way to put on a multi. You can download the app. Always gamble responsibly, but what a game it has. 3. As the players are ready, the crowd readies itself. Umpire about to hold the ball aloft. Third quarter brought to you by Baker's Delight. Here's Tim Lane.
Tiring to watch, let alone play. This is excruciatingly tense. And the game enters its second half with Sydney 2 points up. From the ball up, as Sydney are going to the punt road end, the Bulldogs gain 7 or 8 metres. There's a pack and there'll be a thrown up ball up. Scott Jeffrey, the grand final debutant, executes it. It falls Sydney's way to that man Kennedy, who somehow extracts, kicks wide. Tippett leads the race. Fletcher Roberts bears down. Tippett frees his hands and gets it to Heaney, who swings it into the 50. Dale Morris, though, is camped there, and he takes the solidest of marks. Feeds off by a hand to his old sidekick, Boyd, who kicks in the rough head, Naismith direction. And now Johannesson arrives and hoovers it up for the Bulldogs. He kicks towards Pick and one out, though, and Rampy boxed him under the ball and took a fine mark behind the wing for Sydney.
Minute gone, third quarter for Baker's Delight. Sydney by 2 points, 45 to 43.
They Tone just on the forward line of the Dogs. They've started Zane Cordy and Stringer on the bench. I reckon they've pushed Picken forward to try and be that aerialist, which we've seen this final series.
So they knock it round at half-back, Sydney. McVeigh involved, a nice little kick around the body to Lloyd. Has a bounce, runs outside defensive 50. Ran about 30 metres, the kick's 40, and it's an absolute beauty. Isaac Heaney, Tim, what a player who's just emerged right through this final series. We know how good he's been, but he has elevated himself, takes the mark on the southern wing.
He kicks it along the flank, inside 50, and Tippett plucks a very good mark in a pack. And that's his first real, to use the word again in a different way, his first real mark on the contest. He outreached Roberts, I think it was, who had front position and just plucked the ball from over the top. And now with the man on the mark at about 47, Tippett, who kicked goals against Hawthorn in a preliminary final that Adelaide almost won here a few years ago, comes in, kicks near side and just misses. The first score of the half is a minor. Sydney lead by 3 points, 7-4 to 7-1. And there's that atmospheric sound of the chopper in the background. All eyes are on the Melbourne cricket ground.
All for Baker's Delight, the third quarter, 2 minutes gone. Good kick in that time, finds Toby McLean outside defensive 50 on the members' side. 30 up the ground, Tom Boyd the target, takes a good contested mark that time. As Grundy's a long way down, right in front of us on the broadcast side. 3RW, 5AA, 6PR, 2UE, Magic 882 as the Boyd kick for the Dogs. Shallow entry to half forward, McLean, base of the pack, handball to Dixon, to Caleb Daniel. Well done that time by McVeigh, whose ball seemed to ricochet off his somewhat denuded noggin, but certainly didn't hit him in the face.
Denuded noggin.
Yeah. Bald head. 46 to 43. Dogs have it between wing and half forward going to the city end. 3 minutes gone, third quarter for Baker's Delight. Swannies by 3 points, Tim.
Rough-headed Naismith, down at Liberatore, quick kick to the 50. McVeigh in front, couldn't quite hang on, fights on at ground level. McRae for the Dogs, trying to slip out with the ball. McVeigh intercepted his hand pass. Liberatore and Buddy coming the other way. Both get involved. There'll be a ball up, 60 out from the Bulldogs' goal at the city end. And this second half starting as the first one did. There wasn't a goal for a long time in the first quarter. Bontempelli, but lost it to Zach Jones, who lays a high tackle as McLean stole the ball from him. And Jones a little overzealous in the way he went at him. Got him high. It's happened just a couple of millimetres outside 50. A hand pass off to Hamling. Long ball, hasn't quite got the leg. It falls McRae's way, gives to Dixon for his third goal, and he's wobbled it home. And early in the second half, the Dogs are back in front. 8-1-49, Sydney 7-4-46. Tory Dixon had the yips a couple of weeks ago. He's got it all back today.
That's his 10th goal in the final series, Tim. He's kicked a 2, a 1, a 4 and now a 3. So he's had a big final series, and I want to see which Sydney player punched that down. That was a terrible punch. You got to know, if you're on the last line of defence in the goal line, you got to punch it to the boundary or through the points. He tapped it straight down to where Tory Dixon was. It was Jake Lloyd, who you don't see down there very often.
Lloyd!
Yeah, he just got that wrong, and what a great smother that was also, I think, by Toby McLean maybe at centre-half back, which created that opportunity.
So Dixon with 3, the Dogs on the Baker's Delight scoreboard, 5 into the third quarter, lead by 3 points. Roughhead, the win from the Dog, kicks quickly, going back. Mark is taken there by Lloyd of Sydney. 20 metres up the ground, Mitchell has it. Mitchell being told to wait, give it back to Lloyd, kept running to receive. Kicked it to a pretty vacant half back line, half forward line. Hamling lost it in flight. Tip at 45 out, wins it. Dragged to the ground, unable to release it into clear air. Matthew, we get a stoppage this time in Sydney's attacking 50, where they trail by 3 points.
Where the Swans have been so dangerous, inside 50 stoppages.
Naismith nursed it to Mitchell, to Buddy. He's tied up in the traffic and lost the ball. Clever Daniel. Short kick to Dalehouse, only about 8 metres. Hand pass to Biggs. Poking ball up the wing. Marked by Cordy. Members side. Dogs into stride early in this third quarter.
Tim, you look back, Buddy Franklin hasn't moved from where he turned that ball over now. That's not good enough. Get up and fill in some space for your teammates.
Short ball to Dunkley, or kick to McRae. Met after marking by Laidler, and it is 50. And it's going to bring McRae to within 20 metres of goal. Laidler was arriving. It was one of those unfortunate ones. He turned side on, I think, to try
probably might be right.
Take out the danger in the contact. I don't know whether he could avoid it though.
Did he turn to hurt, or did he just know he was late and couldn't do much about it?
Well, they didn't pay the other one, Shorey, earlier on with Kieran Jack's courageous mark, so I reckon he was unlucky there.
I think he is. I reckon that the line balls have just gone the Bulldogs' way, but that's just as we see it in the moment. And the umpires generally have done a good job.
Well, he gets a bit jittery at times.
Man on the mark, only not 15 metres out. The angle slight. He comes in, he stabs at it and he misses, and that was a terribly, your word was absolutely appropriate, Shorey, a jittery kick, a bad miss. And what should have been a kick and a half lead is 4 points the Bulldogs' way.
So McVeigh to bring it back in, 4-point lead. Baker's Delight scoreboard, 7 into the third quarter. Handball to Grundy, goes long to a contest on the wing. Joe Hannison first to react, got it to Hunter. Handball to Clay Smith, run out of bounds. And he knew full well he had nowhere to go and disguised it neatly rather than go for the risky handball inside.
That's a shocking miss.
7 minutes gone, third quarter. The Dogs 50, Sydney 46. You can try the healthy, high fibre, low GI white bread today from Baker's Delight. Half forward, 55 out from the Dogs' goal. Knocked forward that time then by Clay Smith. Picken sort of tried to kick it on the half volley, and it was inelegant to be sure, Matthew, but it won about 10 metres for the Dogs, and now the stoppage takes place inside 50.
That's right, exactly where you want the ball if you're a Bulldogs player, because they've been very, very good at these stoppages, as they got that last goal to McLean just on half-time.
Doing all the attacking, rough-headed Naismith. Roughhead got the Sydney man under the ball. Swans look to have it covered at ground level, but there's no takeaway. And there'll be another stoppage in the form of a ball up. Still on the 50. Left half forward flank. Southern side. Bulldogs to the city end. Laidler had it, but his kick was comprehensively smothered. Picked up by Picken. Hand pass away from goal to Stringer, whose option was poor here as he gave it to McRae under the pump. And now the ball's over the line for yet another stoppage. And it's all happening in the same spot. At the 50, left half forward flank, Dogs in attack, throw in.
Yeah, 8 minutes gone on the Ray White clock, third quarter. Dogs have it at attacking 50. They lead by 4 points, the Bulldogs. Naismith, the fingertips, the clearance. Dalhouse to a dangerous position. Bontempelli pushes his man out of the way. Knocked forward. Dalhouse follows up the kick. It's 30 metres out. All over the football. Tony, we get another stoppage. This time 30 out, dead in front of the Bulldogs goal at the city end.
I'll tell you what, neither of these sides look like they're going to wane here.
Bontempelli climbs in third man, got it to Picken, to Hunter. Wheels onto the preferred left, but just hooks it a little too much across the goal face as he swung it around the corner. Minor score, the Bulldogs by 5 points, 8-3 to 7-4.
Rampy runs and kicks long. Franklin between two, almost completes the mark. Hamling knocks it away. Biggs comes through. Handball that time to Dunkley, back to Johannesson. Again, they go inside 50. Roughhead the chance. Great defensive work that time. Grundy knocked it down. Big tackle on McVeigh. Hasn't really decided to do any more but wait for the umpire's whistle. He gets it. And again, another stoppage takes place. Attacking 50 for the Dogs. Clearance to Naismith of Sydney. To the wing it goes. It's a good clearance. Tippett there. His man fell over. He wants to go inside. He'll have to go short and precise. He does it to Franklin. Now Sydney have got them all stretched. The Dogs' defence. Franklin's kick going wide. That is a magnificent. Thank you, Tone. That is a magnificent kick to Richards on the lead. 40 metres out at the punt road end.
Take your time, son. That's easy, that commentary call then. That was just magnificent.
And a big win by Tippett. That was poor by Fletcher Roberts. Just fell over at the wrong time. Franklin, Doc Larkin is right. He doesn't seem sure of himself today. He's worrying about his injury, but that was a big moment.
To put the Swans in front at the 10-minute mark. Third quarter, Richards pushes it wide and right. Hasn't gone out of bounds. In fact, a chance for Roughhead. He's interfered in the marking contest. Free kick, Dogs.
Well, I watched Buddy then. Now, Buddy should be on the end of those kicks or trying to at least compete. He just stopped where he was then, Lloydie.
Yeah, not working as hard as we usually see him.
Roughhead been good for the Bulldogs. Kicks out over the 50. Off the pack, Liberatore. Shot out the hand pass immediately. No clean takeaway, though, by the Bulldogs. Another rugby scrum. Hunter gets a hand pass to Daniel, who kicks forward to Stringer. Got low, dropped the mark. Picks himself up quickly. Works it on cleverly, but just got too much purchase on the ball and actually hooked it out of bounds on the full. Dixon was there to take an uncontested mark if it had hovered in play.
So Sydney just bring it in board to Rampy. Men free at halfback, Zach Jones. But now there's just it's all short and sideways at the moment to Laidler. 5-point margin to the Dogs. As the ball goes to Mills. Mills' kick is good to Richards. Now they can run inside. The handball to Franklin. He's taken too many on. Stopped in his track. Handball it back. Contest to be won ground level. Sydney come up with it. Lloyd the handball. Zach Jones back to Lloyd. Again, they're going to have to reset from halfback. Rampy's there. What will Rampy do? He's going to go short and wide to the wing. He'll find a man out there. The kick's good. And Jack to move it on quickly for the Swans.
Gets his kick into the 50 where there's a jostle. Matthew Boyd from behind Parker did enough. Roughhead gets down and dirty for the Bulldogs. Taken to the deck by Parker. There'll be a ball up. Sydney coming hard now after the Bulldogs did the attacking for the first 4 or 5 minutes of the quarter. Now the Swans starting to press. Haven't been able to kick a goal yet. The Dogs have the only one for the half. Umpire Jeffrey throws it up. Tippett brings it down to Kennedy. Oh, great smother late from Morris. Picked up by Hewitt for Sydney. Tackled to the ground. Ball up. 35 out straight in front of Sydney's goal.
Sam, for windows and doors.build, when you can, just the amount of stoppages today. It's 30 out. Dead in front of the Sydney goal. Tippett, the tap. Jack, the handball going forward in a tackle. McGlynn. Matthew Boyd handballs back into the traffic. Might be in the back to Jack. He's over the ball at the moment. As I reckon it'll be a stoppage. 30 out as we can go to the Yarra Valley Toyota replay. Stock demo clearance sale on now. No, not much doing on that one.
Good decision though, I thought.
So 30 metres out. Can Sydney get a goal here? No, Bonampelli clears, goes up the middle of the ground. Stringer's got to run hard. There's a one-on-one battle with Rampy. Mills there in support. Sydney come up with the football.
And Nick Smith's got it. He's well tackled. Scrambled to kick forward. Hunter attacked it. Knocked it though straight to Zach Jones, who gives to Mitchell. Quick kick to Tippett. 2 against him. Tippett comes down with the ball. It wasn't a mark. He gives to Parker. Desperate tackle low. And the ball falls to Roughhead, who swings it beyond the 50. And Biggs, almost a good mark. Recovered well. Bombs it long to nobody. Sydney should be favoured. Laidler leads the race. Dunkley coming at him. Laidler hand pass to Rampy, who's clear between halfback and wing. Steers the ball into the middle. Kieran Jack takes the mark for the Swans.
51-46. Baker's Delight scoreboard. Dogs lead. Sydney go forward. Jack to Franklin. Franklin at the back. Got a metre on his man. A dribbler along the ground. It's going. It's one behind. As Papley in a tackle takes it out of bounds, but and that's the danger. That was just one behind, and a 4-point margin goes the Western Bulldogs' way. They bring it in quickly, Johannesson.
Played on, kicked long, front position, Stringer starting to really hit up the ground, can't win the ball. Sydney's footy, Hewitt to Heaney, low ball to a lead in the pocket from Papley, but he couldn't collect it, and it's over the line. Throw in 45 around Southern right forward pocket at the Punt Road end. 14 gone in the court of the Dogs by 4 points. The struggle goes on.
And it seems like Sydney have had the last 5 minutes down there. Tom Boyd tries to ruck Androve. It's at a defensive 50 for the Dogs as the players crash in yet again. Doc Larkins for the Sage Institute of Fitness.
Yeah, all sides, no new problems for them at all. It's just really a matter of fitness and fatigue, and who's got the strongest mental application time.
Attacking 50 for Sydney, trail by 4 points. Parker, the tap. Hewitt, the inside handball through one. Mitchell, handball, missed its target going through. Morris, reliable, handball to Bontempelli. Takes it at halfback. He's kicked to a one-on-one. Getting back Rampy. Ball slews off the side of his fist to Smith. That's Nick Smith. Half volley, brilliant pickup. Lloyd, handball, halfback win. Smith can control it for Sydney. And Richards has it. There's a bit of inevitability at the moment. You think for all the world, Matthew, Sydney's going to score as McGlynn's got it on the wing.
Yeah, and I like the move of Richards getting up high. Also Franklin starting to move much more.
Yeah, and he moves here. He leads and McGlynn delivers. Lace out.
Doesn't want to go long to tip it.
70 out left flank. The two old Hawks, McGlynn and Buddy. Buddy sits it up. Beautiful.
Oh, that's 50.
Kennedy's mark. There'll be a 50, I fancy. And that will make it a certain goal.
Just a brain fade there from McLean.
He came at him front on when there was little chance of doing anything but give away a free kick. It was just a desperate attempt, I guess, because the pass was so good that Kennedy had to mark it. And Josh Kennedy is going to kick his third goal of the grand final halfway through the third quarter and put Sydney back in front. And that he duly does. The Swans are 8-5. The Bulldogs are 8-3. On the Baker's Delight scoreboard, good call, Tone. That goal that you felt was inevitable has come.
I tell you what, I think Buddy, we know he's a dangerous goal kicker, but he's not doing it today. The problem is he's more dangerous with the ball outside 50.
Yeah.
He's been like that for the whole final series, Lloyd.
Yeah, I think that the Dogs, because of their pace, Buddy becomes another midfielder for them. So I think his pace up the ground is what they need right at the moment. I think Tippett looks much more dangerous when Buddy's out of there. He looks more confident. How many inside 50s did they have in a row there, or Sam, or in the last 10 minutes? What have the inside 50s been?
Yeah, they've had 6 of the last 8, the Sydney Swans. Josh Kennedy up to 24 disposals and 3 goals.
Yeah, brilliant game. Sydney by 2 points. Middle of the ground, Parker, Pickin, neither can really cleanly grab the ball. It's on the deck at the moment as the players again bash and crash in as they have from the get-go. Getting on to an hour 50 ago, 53 to 51, Sydney's way. Baker's Delight scoreboard. 17 minutes, third quarter. Liberatore being good, tackled, lost it right in the middle of the ground. Daniel has it, unable to release. And again, the crowd starts to roar. Good support both sides. For sure more Dogs, but plenty of red and white in the crowd as well. Mitchell's underground handball miss. Tom Boyd has it, lost it in a tackle. The crowd rising to the occasion. 2-point game, Sydney's way. They're trying to barge through Tom Boyd, brought to the ground, lost it in a tackle. The players again just go in. There's no clean, easy possession at the moment, Tone. So when the ball's tossed up, Tim, it's a move 10 forward, the Dogs attacking way.
It's a lot like those Swans-Eagles grand finals now. Battle of attrition. Heaney over the ball for Sydney. Can't get out. Liberatore somehow got a hand pass out. Oh, bravely one way Nick Smith. Cordy came the other. Good smother on Rampy's attempted clearing ball. Jack recovered it. Swan shot it out to Parker, who blazes away and clears the centre. Here's Buddy, and here too is Papley. But here comes Morris, who lunges at the ball and wins the ball. Superb stuff. Feeds it off to Biggs. Has a bounce, reaches the middle. Oh, nearly turned it over. Bad miss, Rampy. Stringer's got it. Hand pass searching for McLean. Just might have been a hand pass too many. Rampy gets it back for Sydney.
Oh, he handballed it.
There's a holding the ball against Sydney. A free kick the Bulldogs' way to Dalehouse between wing and half forward.
So it's a 2-point lead to Sydney, but Dalehouse had it members wing to half forward pocket. Heaney flies high, one-handed, unable to take it. Coming through Clay Smith, high contact, free kick. There is a monstrously one-way count in favour of the Bulldogs. Free kicks for Windows and Doors. Build. What is it, Sam?
15-4, the free kick count in favour of the Pups.
Heavily weighted.
Yeah, round arm there though. It looked like a tired, great work Dale Morris back on the half-back flank, but a tired tackle from Hanbury there.
40 metres out, tight angle, half forward right. Clay Smith to put the Dogs in front, and he's done it. They're in front. 9:3:57 the Dogs, Sydney 8:5:53. Baker's Delight scoreboard. Matthew Lloyd.
Yeah.
There's 6 minutes 32 to go on the Ray White countdown clock, and you suspect there's 36 minutes of this, just struggle after struggle.
You're right. I'm actually shocked at the 6 minutes. I thought there was about 15 minutes to go. The quarters are just flying by because you're just gripped into this contest, and that's what you call it. It's one contest after another, which it has been from the first bounce. Who can make the most of their chances? Both teams are just really struggling to score. Both defences are on top at the moment.
Clay Smith's had the kicking boots on. Played under the adversity of a terrible bereavement last week, as we've learned. Bulldogs ball here from the restart. Tom Boyd's got it. He's in trouble. He got it out. McRae drives the Dogs forward. It'll land untouched in the 50. Liberatore trying to hold Rampy at bay with the body. Rampy, though, was too strong. Gives by hand to Grundy. Now to McVeigh. He's going to go across the goal face. In fact, chip down the corridor to Mills. Back to McVeigh. And now the kick towards midfield. 1-on-1. Brought down by Roberts for the Bulldogs. Might open the door. Oh, Dunkley and Bontempelli fought for it. Bontempelli gets a little kick forward to McLean. Now a hand pass to Matthew Boyd. Quick kick to the forward pocket. Stringer out position though by Mills. And eventually the ball forced over the scoreline behind. The Dogs lead by 5 points. 9-4-58 to 8-5-53. 21 gone third term.
Gee, I'm glad I retired. It's been a long time, but gee, this game is unbelievable physically.
Short on the kick into Kennedy. Kennedy marks to Rampy. Now Long to the wing.
One on Hamling.
Hamling got there, knocks the ball out of bounds. Shorey.
Yeah, left buddy. That's dangerous at any time, but that's really great team play there.
9-4-58 the Dogs. 8-5-53 Sydney. Ball on the wing. 5:33 to go to three-quarter time. Short quarter, Tom Boyd in front, taps it, front of the pack, Bontempelli, shrugged a tackle, handball inside, didn't go the distance. Great strength, Kennedy won it brilliantly. Handball to McGlynn, got to Zach Jones, who's kicked the half forward. Goes long, Hamling flew high, left his man. Roberts on the ball, out the back Franklin, if they can get it out there. No, they're not going to. Dogs hold firm as McRae, handball, Morris to Matthew Boyd, quick kick. Bontempelli on the wing, can set it up now, sees a man middle of the ground and he's found him. Dixon's got it. It's a 3-on-3 in the forward line as Dixon waits, Tim, and not much to go. Now he'll go long.
He does go long. He landed 25 out. The Swan defenders in good position. And Reggie Grundy
in the Leo Barry pocket, Tim.
He was almost on the Leo Barry blade of grass. He kicks quickly, finds Lloyd, who goes around the half-back flank to Jack. He slots it inside to McVeigh, between half-back and centre. Kicks forward of the wing to Rowan. Swans on the build, a bit of tit-for-tat now. The Bulldogs lead by 5 points, but Rowan's held up because no one could provide a target for an immediate movement of the ball. He takes on the man on the mark, Eastonwood. He's taken towards the line, he kept it in play. But then Jones is taken over the line, and there'll be a throw in. A win to the Bulldogs between wing and half forward for Sydney. 23 gone in the quarter.
I didn't know he'd been on the ground, Gary Rowan.
And he spoke in the papers today about how he wants to atone for his grand final in 2014.
5 point margin the Dogs' way. Sydney will win it from the stoppage. Jack the handball. Bontempelli, though, a grand level win. Got it to McRae on the wing to Dalhouse. Dalhouse picking the only chance up there. Sydney, though, too many defenders there. And the mark is taken back there. Laidler, the handball to Rampy, inside defensive 50. But the Dogs, like the Swans, just blocking all avenues going forward. I mean, Rampy's got to go short to a contest. Well done. Naismith came out, took a strong overhead mark. 24 minutes gone. Ray White clock. Dogs 58, Sydney 53. Ball forward to the wing on the Sydney side, but it's going to be a Dogs mark. as Tom Boyd comes up with it.
And he's had a pretty fair day with a couple of goals at the attacking end, a defensive mark there. He goes backwards to Wood, sideways to Biggs, out wide now members side. Dale Morris stretches, couldn't mark cleanly but has time. Buddy bearing down, did pretty well Buddy, got him just on the kick, and the kick went out on the full. So a win to Franklin and a free kick to Sydney. Members side on the wing, Nick Smith. He kicks in the Buddy direction. He's going to have two against him. Though well played Biggs, provided a bit of cover, and Morris took the mark.
So Morris wants to go 35, 40 metres back to Easton Wood. Switch from the members to the southern side is on. Got it to Matthew Boyd. Man free on the wing. Does it carry on the full? It does. To McRae. He's wanting a runner. He'll get one. Johannesson. Good luck. Naismith catching him. Johannesson one bounce. Along the boundary line he goes. The pass is on the lead. Doesn't find its man. Picking there. Liberatore there. Handball into space to McLean. To a runner. Lockie Hunter. Handball over the top. Caleb Daniel. The snap around the body. It's going left and one behind. Goal the difference, the Dogs' way, 9-5-59 to 8-5-53. 25 into the third quarter for Baker's Delight, Tim. 2 minutes 36 to three-quarter time.
A lot of tired Swans players on the ground. They've been chasing a bit the last 5 to 6 minutes of this quarter.
Ball back in play, short kick, Lloyd to Rampy, back pocket on the boundary.
He's held a minute this last 10. I've loved Rampy's quarter. I think the Dogs have been the better side in the last 10 minutes.
Under 2.5 to go in the quarter. Rampy, what's this, a 50? Is this a touch of equalisation? Must have been a little crib over the mark. Will bring Rampy out just beyond the 50 because...
round arm by Libber.
Well, he's actually brought him 20 metres beyond the 50 and Rampy was on the boundary line. Now, work that out mathematically. Rampy's ball, he goes sideways and creeping out is Mills to take the mark, but no rapid movement. 26 gone, just over 2 minutes left. It's been a replica of the first quarter, 2-1 the Bulldogs' way. They go backwards to Rampy again, now to Laidler, who has to go long into a contest. Kennedy in front, edged under it by McRae, takes the mark for the Dogs. Quickly slots it wide to Johannesson. Creative and attacking all day. Gets around Kennedy. Kicks deep into the pocket and Dalhouse within range. Near the boundary though. Left forward pocket. Man on the mark inside 30 metres. He's at about 25. Dalhouse chips it out to Stringer, who's got it at the 50. No one there, so he loads up, goes for home. He should have gone back, I think. And he should have taken responsibility for the considered set shot. He kicks it behind. The Dogs lead by 7 points in the last minute and a half tone of the quarter.
Sam, for the Southern Star Group, windows and doors.build. McRae's been wonderful this quarter.
Yeah, 11 disposals, 5 more than the next best Bulldog.
The Swans kick it in. It's marked by Tom Boyd. Handball to Hunter, back at full forward. The Dogs are in to attack. Smith off the front of the pack, taken, brought to the ground. Can't breathe. Ball hasn't come out yet. Picken tries to get it out. McVeigh got it off. A little quick kick that time then, as Lloyd tumbles one, but Tom Boyd yet again at half forward. Holds up for the Bulldogs, 55 metres out. 1:01 to go. The Dogs by 7 points. We close in on three-quarter time.
It's just one of those go for the jugular moments that the Bulldogs own. And they are doing it right now. What does Boyd do? Has he got it in the leg from outside 50?
I wouldn't have thought so, Tim, but he's slowed it down and he wants to take the shot.
10 goals for the year prior to today. He has 2 for the grand final. He comes in from 55. It starts right. It just stays right. He got the distance. It's a behind. The Bulldogs 9-7. The Swans 8-5. String of behinds in the last few minutes, dominated by the Bulldogs.
14-9 inside 50s. Bulldogs' way this quarter.
McVeigh, they trail by 8 points. Sydney kicks in long. Biggs at the back. They want to run it from the side. Hanbury, great play. Handball to Zach Jones under pressure. Has to handball back into the traffic to Kennedy. Biggs there to try and knock it down. I think three-quarter time. There's a chance now for Sydney if they can move it quickly. 12 seconds to go as the ball went to Hanbury. Hanbury's kick was tried to get McGlynn in a one-on-one contest. McRae knocks it away. 5 seconds to three-quarter time. Baker's Delight scoreboard 61-53. The Dogs by 8 points. The ball is on the wing. From there it'll be tossed in. Tip it there. To the front of the pack it goes to Hanbury. To Zach Jones, to Luke Parker.
Whoa.
Quarter to run. this brilliant, low-scoring game. Who knows what will happen? The Dogs 9-7-61, 3 to Tory Dixon, 2 to Tom Boyd. Lead the Sydney Swans 8-5-53, 3 to Josh Kennedy, 2 to Tom Mitchell. It is all set up for the grand final. But
the other thing too, Naismith is starting on the bench. I thought he looked real tired.
Yeah.
He's had a great game, but he looked really tired late in that quarter.
it's all down to this. It is all down to this. The Dogs 8 points in front. We have 1 quarter to go. Crowd in readiness. Umpire raises the ball for the Chemist Warehouse for the last quarter of AFL in 2016. Tim, take it away.
The Dogs a quarter away from a historic second premiership victory. They lead by 8 points. Sydney's ball low. Tippett rucking puts them into attack. But Easton Wood, the Bulldogs stand-in captain, takes the mark at half-back, goes wide to a former leader of the club, Matthew Boyd, who runs onto a loose ball, kicks a little untidily. Dalehouse will make it okay. Hand pass to Picken, swinging ball, more height than distance. McVeigh arrived, no one can mark. Heaney's got it, gives to Kennedy, stolen from him by Picken, who kicks into the 50, just centering the ball in hope. First man there, Grundy, couldn't crash through a tackle. Sydney's ball low. Hanbury feeds to McGlynn from clear of the 50, loops it up to the middle. No one able to mark. Rowan lost his footing. Wood didn't. Wood paddles to Johannesson, who tripped over the ball. Wood crashes in bravely. Hanbury's hurt. Johannesson breaks away, tackled on the kick. It'll fall short, and the Swans' defence has it covered. Rampy marks in the last line.
A minute gone, final quarter. The Dogs by 8 points. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. Sydney through Mills, back pocket to halfback southern side. Heaney has the footy.
Hanbury coming carried off in real pain
as he goes short to Franklin. Doc, a quick assessment right in front of you for the Sage Institute of Fitness.
Yeah, I don't have a replay, Tony. It looks like it's definitely left knee. It looks like it may be the medial side. I'll have to wait and see the mechanism.
Franklin's kick to the wing, staying down. Wood got a poke in the eye. Roughhead, the handball, Dunkley through the middle to Hunter. Hunter's handball over the top. McRae onto the left boot. Kicks under pressure and long. Dixon getting back there. Ball spills front of the pack. Mitchell arrives for Sydney. Handball on the deck that time to Lloyd. Over the top, halfback win to Sydney. Jones has got the football, has a bounce, runs his distance, kicks around his body. Player seemingly slow to get back there. The kick missed going forward. Roughhead, the handball that time. Roberts involved to Bontempelli. Round the body he goes. The kick will be okay. 8 point lead to the Dogs. Johannesson marks and goes in forward.
He miskicked. He's getting forward, Johannesson. He's dangerous. Rampy's got it. He's mown down. Picken's got him and wins the free kick.
Great tackle.
Inside 40 metres. Not far in from the boundary in the left pocket. But he is a man of temperament. And he's a man who just might be able to kick this. Doc Larkins before he does for Sage Institute of Fitness.
Yeah, same situation as Alir last week. It's a medial ligament. Looks about medium grade. They're going to take him downstairs, strap up for Hanbury, and he's going to struggle the next 20 minutes for sure.
Now, the Dogs, you can see it, they are going for home. They lead by 8 points early in the last quarter. Liam Picken comes in. Sets it on its way, starts right, stays right, out near the far behind post, and well marked for Sydney by Heaney on the very last line of defence.
So Heaney has the ball. 2.5 minutes has run, no change to the 3/4 time score. Dogs by 8 points. Halfback Tippett can't complete the mark. Players are just crashing in there. There's Dogs player over the ball. That should be a hold. It has to be a free to Sydney, that one. As emerging from underneath Morris at half forward, Franklin at half back has the free, pleading for something. 61 to 53. Dogs lead. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. As Franklin's kick to the wing it goes. Roughhead knocks to the front of the pack. Bontempelli through traffic, able to get a little kick going forward. Cordy, half volley pickup to Dalhouse. High handball trying to get Clay Smith into action. Barges through the pack, takes it 40 metres out, lost it in a tackle. Well won that time then by Grundy. Got it to Zach Jones, to Nick Smith. The kick trying to find Kennedy going forward, misses. Morris at half forward, southern side. Handball in towards Cordy. Shrugged a tackle, tumbles one forward. Sydney defence, Grundy magnificent today. Takes the saving mark. Foregone final quarter. Dogs 61, Sydney 53. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. Sydney have the football. Halfback members side.
Lloyd, short ball to
in your
Richards,
hands.
and he's taken the mark. He didn't. He took it on his chest with Hamling arriving.
I can't see much run here from the Swans. Their backline, Grundy and Rampier, are keeping them in it.
The Dogs applying fierce pressure, looking for a couple of goals to give them the break. Kick to the middle from Richards, no one able to mark. Parker got it to Hewitt, he's well tackled. Did well to release the hands and get it to Heaney, who swings it to the 50 for the Swans. Matthew Boyd falling, couldn't get hands onto it. Hunter a hand pass to nobody. Chance for Papley, curling ball from near the boundary.
There was a man on. There was a man on Kennedy.
Margin 7 points. The Dogs way 9-7 to 8-6.
Oh, gee, that was. We just saw the replay of the Hanbury, and I think it was above the knee. So shocking look though.
All for the Chemist Warehouse. Dogs by 7 points. Tom Boyd, half back. What a magnificent mark. Being told to play on. One-on-one battle on the wing at the moment. Dunkley has it knocked away. Sydney with the numbers. Richards wins it. Kicks to half forward. Dogs defensively have the numbers this time. Matthew Boyd paddles it forward, only a couple of metres at Sydney's half forward, 60 metres out. We're going to get another stoppage. 5 gone, final quarter. The Dogs 61, Sydney 54. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. Quick word, Matthew.
I just feel the Swans have to kick the first goal. If the Dogs win it, I could see them running over the top of them.
Well, good bring down Bontempelli to McLean. Scramble to kick to nobody. Naismith gets back for Sydney. Gives to Laidler. Bombs high into the 50. Oh, well done. Well done, Matthew Boyd. Laid the shield and enabled Hamling to take a comfortable mark. Across the goal face, releasing Biggs. A loop and a little Caleb, who runs onto it with the flight. Takes the mark and keeps running. The little legs pump. He kicks towards to Hunter. Ball comes loose off Heaney. Hunter arrives now. It was Stringer the first time. Hunter over the ball as he went to ground. There'll be a ball up. It's 80 metres from the Bulldogs' goal at the punt road end. They are pressing, looking for a couple of goals to break it wide open.
Tom Boyd rising high. Brilliantly read though by Kennedy. Handball Zach Jones, middle of the ground. A little pass on the bounce. It's picked up neatly. Papley round the body on the wing. He's gone wide. Franklin's got a couple of metres on his man and he got there, Lance. This situation is the perfect setup. He is 45 metres out, 50-55 degree angle, but it's half forward right to the city end, and he loves to shape right to left.
Could be all good news. Hanbury's back on the bench with a bandaged knee.
Gee.
He's on the ground.
7 minutes ticks over. Dogs lead by 7 points, but Lance Franklin to have the shot to get Sydney within a point. Opens the angles up. He's hit it nicely. It held its line beautifully. You knew he'd kick it. Franklin's first comes at the 7 minute mark. Final quarter, 1 point game. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. It is 61-60. Doc Larkins, please.
Yeah, significant medial ligament for Hanbury. He's gone back on the ground. He did nothing to impress me on the sidelines here in the speed that he ran at. He tried to change direction once and he just about fell over. So just watch him, but honestly, they just need him out there, obviously, but he's not good.
Forward line, Doc, so they'll just help with rotations. Forward line, just see what he can do. He's got 13 minutes to go. Franklin has to be huge for him here because I think the Dogs are running better as a team. I reckon all Sydney have got is Zach Jones, Kennedy, and the back line standing tall for them, and Franklin looks to be lifting here.
Could the most charismatic player of the last decade be the winner? Point the difference. Boyd the tap for the Dogs. Down to Clay Smith. A swinging left footer into the 50. Front position and fine mark Nick Smith. The shortest in the contest, did very well in front. Resolute stuff. Delivers sideways to Heaney as Sydney start to lift. Heaney kicks out wide southern side and there he is. Hanbury back from the grave takes the mark just behind the wing. 8.5 gone. The Bulldogs by the narrowest possible margin.
He is grimacing though, Tim, but the kick's going to be all right. Hewitt there, forward of the wing, tries to get it. They've lost. The ball's been knocked out of bounds. Now, surely there's no deliberate either side. I'm not sure who it was. Hanbury limping. 1 point margin to the Dogs, 61-60. Ball is on the wing. We are 9 minutes into the final quarter for the Chemist Warehouse as it's tossed in. Boyd for the Dogs. Mitchell stolen by Daniel at the foot. He kicks to Cordy. Laidler's with him. Can he break away? Gets a handball to Stringer. Dirty day for Jake Stringer. Great tackle brought to the ground. Doesn't release the football. We get a stoppage half forward for the Dogs.
Sure, you called it early. Heaney, he's been massive in the best couple of players for Sydney today along with Kennedy.
He's fantastic. Yeah, he's a great competitor, isn't he?
Bontempelli third up. Mitchell, though, read it off the pack. Handball to Hewitt. His kick barely went a distance. Bontempelli on the wing. Can get around Tippett. Drew a man. Get the handball to McRae, who will steady and kick the true centre forward. Pickett. Oh, what a magnificent mark! 55 metres out. It's outside his range. Rosella mark of the day. One of the marks of the final for Rosella. As Picken is going for glory. Hasn't got it in the leg. Smith there, well done, knocked away that time by Heaney.
The problem is they've got to get him forward, Tony. They don't look like kicking a goal, but he's doing so much damage around the ball, or he's holding him in there.
The result is forward pocket throw in. Tim Dogs deep into attack at the punt road end, and the Bulldogs lead by a point.
Roughhead and Naismith. Naismith got hand onto it. Roughhead finished up with the ball. He was tackled. He was dispossessed. It's back in dispute though as he lost it, and there'll be a ball up. 25 out in front of the Dogs' goal at the punt road end. They lead by a point. Hanbury comes off, and you'd think that might be it. We'll hear from the Dogs shortly. Umpire Meredith throws it up. Bontempelli climbs in. Down to McRae. To Stringer. Onto the boot. A snap. A goal. Stringer. A pancake parlour goal of the day.
Lovely.
And the Dogs again by 7 points. 10-7, 67 to 9-6, 60. And it just might be touches of magic by the Stars that win this grand final for either side.
Just on Stringer, just looking, he'd had 5 kicks for the day before that one. 3 of them had gone out on the full. So it's fair to say he'd had a dirty day, but doesn't matter. You can still be involved, you can have an impact, and he's done that just then. Great goal from him, and they got the ball out of a stoppage. McRae, clean hands to Stringer, who's kicked a massive goal for his club.
Chemist Warehouse scoreboard, the Dogs 67, Sydney 60. 11 minutes 38 to run, plenty of time for Ray White back in the middle. Tom Boyd, magnificent. Naismith, decisive tap. Parker ran onto it, slipped, got it the way though to Hewitt, left foot kick. High into the forward pocket, Hamling to get there, try and get the fist on it. Ran away from Kennedy into the arms of Matthew Boyd. His handball to the boundary line didn't get there. Josh Kennedy has it, somehow has to kick it high in hope. Morris trying to get back there, 45 out, Sydney into attack. Matthew Boyd, the handball away.
Throw.
It's been played a throw, has it?
It's been played a throw.
Gee.
Well, that
So
here is a surprise. But
backs to us as, yes, spot on. That is the right call. He threw it up, knocked it away. And the result, George Hewitt from a tightish angle, 40 metres out to the city end to narrow the gap to 1 point. Sydney trailed by 7 before the Hewitt kick. He's only 40 out. The ball's on its way. It looks good. It's there. 1 point game.
What a game.
67 to 66. The Dogs by a point. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. And the clock now moves at glacial speed. It's 10:45 to go on the Ray White countdown clock. Tony Shaw across Australia on 3AW football. Tone?
Well, I thought he was a bit stiff there. I think the first initial part, the ball got knocked out in the contact, but when he hit it away, I don't think the umpire saw that, Tony, but everybody here, I think, has thought that the Western Bulldogs have had the best of the free kicks, as in numbers. But gee, this game is incredible. One of the greatest finals we'll ever see.
Big clearance now. The team that gets it forward just is putting the opposition defence under enormous pressure.
Sydney 2 goals to 1 bad
go.
bounce. A recall. Doc Larkins, what have you got for us for Sage Institute of Fitness?
Yeah, Dan Henry trying to convince them that he wants to go back on, but the medical staff with his medial ligament just saying that you weren't moving up. He'll get back on, I reckon he might.
Naismith clean bring down, but it's stolen by Liberatore superbly. Into half forward. Stringer scrambles a kick, but no one there but Rampy for Sydney, who bangs it back out of defence. Oh, Biggs, who's been very good. Took a mark. He played on. I think, I don't know whether he was not paid. Ball comes loose. Tom Boyd crashed in with the numbers against him. He fights hard here. And the Bulldogs hold up.
Touched
Sydney's
off the boot was the call.
Attempted charge to be a ball up just the Bulldogs side of the southern wing.
So comes out Liberatore, spun out of the pack with the football. Long toward full forward. Grundy gets back, bounce favours him, has to kick it quickly away from Cordy. Who's going to get there first? Stringer running hard. Richards arrives. Sydney win. Mills, handball. Hewitt, halfback, ducked his head, but it's okay. They've paid it all day. No, they pay that one all day. It's over the shoulder. Hewitt to get the free kick. 67 to 66. Dogs by a point. Hewitt of Sydney has it, half back to the wing, the ball goes. Roberts from the side tries to knock it forward. Franklin knocks it to McGlynn, to Kennedy. Magnificent hands to Parker, to Franklin. Dropped it. Tackle, threw it away. Umpire says play on. Still in the middle of the ground. Boyd of the Dogs wins it. A tumbler to half forward. Clay Smith the target. Shoved right out, straight to Dalhouse. To McLean, he can go wide. It's not going to get to Cordy on the full. Should bounce up. He leads his man to the ball. Kick around the body. Stringer a chance here. Stringer not quite. Picked up there by Mills. Got the handball off the Lloyd. Then to Nick Smith. Danger for the moment over for Sydney. He's gone and missed his target. McRae 55 out. Doesn't know what to do. Wants to short play it. Effective it is. And Pickens taking the ball. 65 out for the Dogs. The Dogs by a point. 67 to 66. Chemist Warehouse scoreboard, 15 into the final quarter.
9 minutes left. Picken way too far out, 60 out from goal. He kicks to within 15. Stringer from behind left, couldn't mark. Falling ball, Clay Smith. Dalhouse got a little hand pass. Boyd's been outstanding. That's Tom Boyd. He's tackled, he's brought down. There'll be a ball up. 20 from the Bulldogs goal as they lead by a point and would dearly love to set one up here to extend it and have a small cushion. Tippett hand on ball in ruck. Liberatore tremendous in the clinches, but Kennedy comes away with it. Had to kick in a hurry. It went straight to Matthew Boyd. Little fumble. Got it back. Gave to McLean. Shrugged a tackle. Gave to Daniel. Turns boundary side. Swings it with the left to the goal front. Heaney with fierce courage. Couldn't take the mark. There's a free kick though to Heaney, and Sydney hold up, and the free kick count is just being equalised a little in this last quarter.
There was contact in the back there. Sydney take it. Southern side, half back. Papley, long way from goal. 1 point margin, plenty of time to run. 8 minutes to go.
Oh, Gary Rowan, you've got to push up the field. Give your team an option here.
Oh, Papley's kicked into the man on the mark. Can Biggs get there, make good the error? He does. Tackle as he tries to kick it. Sydney, the numbers, half back. Lloyd, the handball, been knocked down again. Dunkley, the handball. McRae tries to handball it away. Back to Dunkley, over the top. It's going to be Mills getting back there first. Grabbed high, I thought. Should have been a Sydney free kick. He hasn't released the ball. Play on the call. Cordy tries to get it 15 metres out. Cordy emerges. Knocked as he tried to kick the ball away. Caleb Daniel 15 metres out to Tom Boyd. Kick was smothered. Ricochets back. Still 25 out from the Dogs' goal. Biggs tackle. Lost it. Well done that time then by Laidler. Handball on as far as Dunkley. Back to McRae to set it up. Chance for McLean. Had it. Lost it. 25 out. Pickens got it to try and thread the needle. Yes, he does! Pickens threaded it! 7 point margin to the Dogs. 11-7-73. Sydney 10-6-66. Pancake parlour goal of the day.
Oh, great call, Tony. Great call, Tony. That was an amazing stanza of football then. Just so many smothers, so many blocks. And we're just looking now on the replay. There's a few old players, Tony Liberatore, Scotty West, all just taking a breather. Amazing game of football here.
We had Mike Brady on pre-match and his words come to mind on that goal. How's the mighty roar? Boy, the MCG erupted as that went through.
And he's been the man of the final series, Picken. Another big game he's played. That's his second goal. They've got 7 minutes. It's all glory. It's a long 7 minutes, I know, but 7 points, you'd rather be in their position.
At the ball up, Tippett and Roughhead the better of it. Bontempelli might have been held, no free. Hunter a chance, a little paddle down to Dixon, who swings it forward, wide, awkward bounce for Grundy, gives the Dogs hope. Near the boundary, McRae, centering ball, Picken one out. Oh, well done, McVeigh, knocked it clear. Dunkley cleverly back to Picken. McVeigh's got him a second time. Ball spills to Papley. Tackled, buried. Dunkley, son of a swan, goes for goal. Out near the far behind post. Good tackle, McRae. Ball spills to Grundy. Quick kick in preservation. Straight to Joe Hannison. Around the first tackle. Gets to within 55. Loads. Kicks. How's the mighty roar? The Dogs lead by 13 points at the 19-minute mark. 12-7-79 to 10-6-66.
Great call, Tim. And they are just wearing them down. The Swans, they're just going on individual brilliance at the moment. This team of the Dogs, their pace, just breaking them open on the outside. And Jason Johannisen will He's in Norm Smith territory the way he's played today. Sam, give us his numbers.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. 28 disposals, 21 kicks, 7 handballs, 8 contested possessions, 5 score involvements, 9 inside 50s as a halfback flanker, and a goal. Certainly close to Norm Smith.
Dogs by 13 points, 6 minutes 14 to go on the Ray White countdown clock. Final word, Doc, any chance of Hanbury coming back?
Yeah, well, if he has a say.
Hang on, review. It might be a review here. We're getting.
All right, I'll wait for you, Tim.
Look.
Was that ball over the line?
Well, all the ball has to cross the line. There might have been a sliver of pigskin still over the line. This is an impossible call.
To be fair, Tim, it looks like it hadn't fully crossed the line, so we've got the most important review
It's a behind.
The season. So 8 points. The 13-point lead becomes 8 points.
Oh, gee whiz. How big was that?
11-7-73 becomes 11-8-74 to 10-6-66. Dane Rampy to take it. And even just looking at the replay, you sensed the ball hadn't crossed. Rampy up the middle of the ground. Situation has been clearly established. Roughhead, middle of the ground, takes a great mark. 6 minutes to go as Roughhead's got it. Lots of pointing. Cool heads required. Both teams now. Such is the tightness of the game. Roughhead's kick, nearly a mark to McLean. It's going to be play on is the call. Back of the pack. McRae's got it round his body. Zach Jones there concedes the behind. And I suppose if nothing else, Matthew, it's a 9-point game with 5:42 to run. On the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard, 75-66, 99,981, but it's 9 points. Basically means there's no draw today. Sydney again, Tim, straight up the middle of the ground.
Up the guts. Roughhead there again. Can't mark. It fell to Hunter though. Quick kick into the 50, all Sydney. Zach Jones attacks straight away. Hand pass to Mills. Turns inboard, kicks to the middle, Buddy's upfield, can't quite hang on to the mark, picked up by Naismith, gets it back towards Buddy, low down by Morris, spillage with Tom Boyd, it's a Jezelenko type shot from near the middle, it sits up, it bounces through, and the Dogs might be home. Tom Boyd has kicked 3, it is payday, the Bulldogs 12-9-81. The Swans 10-6-66.
5:11 to go. Ray White clock. And once again, Tone, the pressure of the Dogs forcing an error in the middle when Sydney looked like they were going to break.
What a magnificent tackle from behind. And again, Buddy, I think he hasn't gone first option nearly every time he's got the ball today. Just get the ball going, get the ball on. But he thought he's got the speed to get out. Was that Morris?
Yeah.
Magnificent. Yeah. This man, he deserves the right to play in a premiership after something like that.
Dogs by 15 points. Play restarts, middle of the ground, 5 minutes to go. The Dogs just starting to crash in. Liberatore, ground level win. Bontempelli doesn't take it, but it's underneath his feet. It's come out the back. Franklin, middle of the ground, sidestepped his man. Has a bounce, Franklin. He will go long. It's Scrappy going forward. Mark to Sydney. What a ripping mark to McGlynn, who's got the ball dead in front. 45 metres out.
The Lee Matthews rule is in play. There is plenty of time.
McGlynn has the footy. City end. He will come in dead in front from 45 metres. Ball's on its way. Will it hold its line? No, it does not. 14 points the margin. Sydney 10-7-67. The Dogs 12-9-81 on the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard. And the wonderful Jason Johannesson runs his distance, kicks long to a contest on the wing, but it's all Sydney back there. Tippett can't get the ball. Bontempelli comes through to even up the numbers. Basically on the wing, close to the boundary line. We get a stoppage as players disperse. 4:11 to run. Dogs by 14 points. Ball on the wing, 81-67 on the Chemist Warehouse scoreboard.
They're unbelievable, the Dogs. They turn so many losing situations into draws or even wins in those near dead heats. Hunter's got it, defensive side back to Johannesson near the boundary. He swings a left footer high to the wing, gains territory. Stringer in front, Smith behind for Sydney made the spoil, and the ball stuck between his legs as he lands. Umpire Jeffrey comes in and will ball it up. Members wing.
They just have to take risks now, the Swans, which may open them up as well for another Dogs goal here.
Under 4 minutes left. Kennedy's got it from the stoppage or the restart, but he can only take it over the line. Throw in. On the wing, Members side. Bulldogs 81, Swans 67, 24 and a half minutes gone.
You want third man up here. You don't want to have another contest because that's where the Bulldogs are really good.
So Daniel has it. Tackled, lost it. Nest of Swans there at the moment. Little handball out. Bontempelli's won it. Goes to Matthew Boyd. Kicks long to half forward. Dogs into attack. Lead by 14 points. Stringer knocks front of the pack. McRae arrives. Handball to Tom Boyd. 40 out. No one home. Does Tom Boyd deliver for the Dogs? No. That would have been the knockout blow. 15 points is the margin though. The Dogs' way. 3:26 to run. Sydney no time to waste. Up the middle of the ground they go one more time.
Now a moment to rue if Sydney could get back, and they've got the footy. Tippett gives to Mitchell. Kick semi-smothered. Matthew Boyd crashes in. Bangs a kick forward. A trickler to the 50. Grundy, the first man there on old legs. Gets his body over it. Swats it to Rampy. Tackled by Stringer, dispossessed. McVeigh had to give it up to Grundy. The Bulldogs putting on the clamps. Jones though gives to Lloyd. Quick kick out of the back half. Rough head under it, playing a great last quarter, but Buddy came from behind and outmarked him. He wants to give it quickly. He goes wide. Not a great option. Matthew Boyd first there. McGlynn riding him. Support for the Bulldogs though in numbers. Picked up by Morris, the best supporter in the land. Got it to Joe Hannison. Now to Dunkley, four to the wing. Misfired the kick. Too far for one, too short for the other. Prized out by Dalehouse. Gives to Daniel, to Stringer. Near the boundary. He runs. The door opens for him. He goes for Picken, who can't mark, but he can run in and kick a goal. The Dogs have got the flag. The Dogs have got it. They're 13-10-88. The Swans are 10-7-67. 26 minutes gone. We're watching history.
The Dogs have won the premiership, Tone.
Tone, talk to us, son. No, don't talk, Tone.
Don't
take it in.
Just enjoy it, Tone.
Yeah,
sit back and enjoy it.
The fatalist in me says it's 2:14 to run.
Oh, Tony.
21 points the margin.
I'll tell you what Picken's become. He's nearly been the finals player this series, as you said, Lloydie.
Yeah.
And his father, he went to the well, I think, 5 times. His father with Collingwood in day and night grand finals and never got across the line. But in fact, I think Collingwood could have picked him up early days and we missed one there.
Back in the middle of the ground. Tippett got the tap away. Lockie Hunter there. Grabbed high, surely a free kick. The son of a skipper, Mark Hunter, who just threw rotten luck with filthy hamstrings that just wouldn't hold him up. I know, Mark, you'll be looking on this now. Your son's done brilliantly for the Dogs. 21 points the margin, a minute 53 to go. They can just slow play it to Johannesen.
POG nearly Lord, you would think.
Yeah.
He's got a man free at half back at his bigs. The resistance for the Sydney Swans almost shot.
Luke Beveridge down on the boundary now, Tony's claimed victory.
Spread it wide to Easton Wood. As the clock continues to run, 21 points the margin. Wood will kick to a contest. There's a lot of holding taking place, and the whistle is a blood rule as Lockie Hunter will trudge from the field and the ball will be returned with 1:31 to run. Dogs 13-10-88, Sydney 10-7-67.
What about Robbie Murphy down on the bench, boys?
Again, for the second week in a row, wiping away the tears. And what mixed tears they are. The Bulldogs ball, the man who stepped in as captain, Easton Wood, drives it long beyond the wing, no one can mark. Spilling ball covered by Dalehouse for the Dogs. They've monstered Sydney in the last quarter, the premiership quarter, and they've got the premiership won. Little McLean gives to little Daniel. He hooks it up the line, but across the line. And with 65 seconds left, it is Sydney's ball, but the Swans have not been able to find the answers against this mighty Bulldog outfit. Kick to the middle, off a pack. Johannesen gives to the loping Bontempelli. He feeds off to Roberts, onto Dixon, out wide to little Caleb again. The Dogs are on the build for one last moment. Long to Picken, dangerous again. It's near the scoreline. Picken's got it. Heaney's got him. Back to Stringer. Tackled. Taken to ground. Gets it out to McLean. Ran into a tackle. Taken high. Free kick 20 metres out. Tight angle. It matters not. But a chance for another mighty roar.
I know it doesn't mean a lot in the scheme of things, but I'd love to see Matthew Boyd on the ground. He's currently on the interchange bench. He's the player who's played the most games for this club without a premiership.
62 years of wait. 13 seconds to run for the Dogs. Toby McLean from 35 out. They lead by 21 points, McLean. The last act, McLean has missed. It doesn't matter. The Dogs are the premiers. The Dogs are the premiers. Oh, let those tears of joy flow. They weren't meant to be here. They are. They're the premiers.
Red, white, and blue. We come out smiling. Bulldogs through and through. Bulldogs fight and bulldogs roar. We give it our very best. 'Cause you can't beat the boys of the Bulldog breed. We're the team of the mighty West.
13-11-89, the Western Bulldogs. The Footscray Football Club are this year's premiers. Sydney 10-7-67. 3 to Picken, 3 to Tory Dixon, 3 to Tom Boyd. Oh, Tom, well done to carry that burden, son, and deliver in the last couple of weeks as you have Stringer, Cordy, Smith, Johannes and JJ. A magnificent performance. The Dogs are the premiers.
The West, red, white, and blue.